About some really good books. Good morning. Good morning. How y'all doing? I'm author Kaylee, and I am here to share some incredible books on today. I'm excited because I got a bit more organized as far as knowing what I want to share before I share it. Sometimes I do these lives and I just kind of go with wherever you guys want to go. I'm still flexible. I'm very flexible to be able to go where you want to go. So if there's a book in my shop that you want to see or learn more about, definitely request for me to talk about it, and I will. But I am going to talk about a handful of books that I think will encourage you, inspire you, and show you how our stories can be the stories people read tomorrow. So, if you want to know how to write and publish your book, stay tuned. Kaylee Publishing is my publisher, is who I definitely recommend. So, I'm definitely going to share more about what they do during the live and the books and the resources that I've published that can work if you work with any publisher. So if you wanted to learn how to publish your books and write and all kinds of good stuff, you're in the right line. There's going to be some exciting information I'm going to share. If you are new, I want you to do me a favor, drop a one in the chat. Let me know that you're new so I can definitely acknowledge you. And two, follow me while you're here. That way you can follow me and know when I go live again. And ultimately, if you like what you're hearing, lift up those hearts. Okay. All you have to do is either tap the screen here and you'll see the hearts going up, or of course, you can hit the like button where that applies. Okay. And the good news is the more we share, the more we stay active. Queen Jasmine, how you doing? Welcome to the live. Thanks for being here. I'm excited to have you here. I know my son picked it up yesterday, and then I don't know where the bell went. But yes, so I ring bells here just so you guys know that bell is not anything bad. It's just me acknowledging you. So, Queen Jasmine, thanks for being here. Be sure to follow me if you enjoy the conversation. Okay. So, what we're going to jump into now is I actually have a couple of books. I think there's at least seven that I plan to share on this live. Now, if there are more, if there's something you have questions about or you want me to talk about, click on it and then hit, request introduction or something like that. And then I will definitely do that. Okay. Let me go to the first book that we're going to talk about. The first one that I want to go to is 21 Days to Break Chains. If you're new to my live, you'll probably see I kind of do a little bit of everything. I mean, as far as publishing. So I've published books for children, I published book for self-help, for devotionals, journals, spiritual growth, novels, and all kinds of things. No, these are all my books. So all the books in my shop are all authored by me. I have 65 published books. So these are books that I am selling signed copies of. So any books you buy in the live or in my shops, I definitely sign them, put them in the mail with tracking, and you usually get them in a few days. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Are you an author, Miss Jasmine? I would definitely be curious to know. I love knowing when I got authors in the room too. It's always fun. And I will share some details too. If you're looking to publish or get your books out there, I'm going to share some details with that as well during the live. So I'm just going over here. So I'm selecting the right one that I'm talking about. Here, there it is. Okay, there we go. Okay, so the book that we're going to talk about first, there's like seven that I'm going to talk about is this one. Okay. She says, no, I am reading. Hold on one second. I'm going to go back to that. Okay. So this is number three in this shop. Okay. No, I'm not hairstylist, but just recently started back reading. Wonderful. Okay. Well, welcome to my live. I'm sure I'm going to share novels, devotionals, children's books, self-help. So I got like all kinds of genres. So depending on what genre you like, I believe you'll find a book today. Okay. All right. So in this one is a 21-day journal with an extra bonus day of 22 when I do the introduction. Thank you so much, Jasmine. I see you, honey. Thanks for following. Okay. And so in this one is focusing on breaking habits. Like if you really want your life to change in 21 days, they say it takes 21 days to formulate a new habit. The thing is, what are you changing and how do you know it's really going to impact something? Because there's a way to change for transformation, and then there's just a way to change the person. Thanks for adding it to your cart, Miss Jasmine. And so, yeah, so I was like, okay, Lord, how can I write this where it won't just lead to change after change, but transformational changes? That means I'm going in a better direction than I was yesterday. Okay. So that's what the heartbeat of in this book is. Okay. And yes, it is in color, in case you're wondering. Another thing that I love about this book is that it comes with 21 days, really 22 days of reminders. So if you want to be reminded, okay, here's the verse, here's what we're working on, that comes with this book. So I call this book an experience book, and I have three of them. And I'm going to talk about all three of them today. Yay. This is one of them. This is the most recent one I've published as well. And it's really good. So what I'm going to take you to first is day 11. I know I don't do the days in order because if you've been on some of my other lives, I want the devotionals to be different. So we're going to do day 11 today. And one of the things you're going to realize is in the book is the verse of the day. So if you're like, man, I need to read my Bible more, this is a great way to do that. EI Gabriel, thank you so much for being back. Nice to see you. So with this book, I'm going to give you the Bible verse. I'm going to give you a devotional. The devotionals are only 2 to maybe 3 pages. They're not meant to take long. So this devotional can be done in about 10 minutes, maybe 15. But another thing it's going to do, it is also a journal. So I want you to write in this. Now, if you're like me, you get good books and you're like, I ain't writing in that because I want to what? Use it again. This book is designed to be used more than once. Okay. So you're going to do this book, and then 90 days later, you're going to come back to this book and see how much you've grown. You don't know if a chain's been broken if you don't know what chain was on you. Okay. Sometimes we don't know what the chains are, but when we go back and read what we wrote, then you start seeing your own, aha moments. Okay. So it's not about me telling you how great you are. It's about you discovering how great you are first person. Okay. So that's why I want you to write your thoughts down. Now, if you want to share this with someone else, copy this page, share it with somebody, do it with somebody. Okay. These books are not necessarily meant, to be one-offs. They're meant to be used twice at least. And then if you want to share the book with somebody else, but don't, or make them buy their own. If you wrote in it, girl, sir, you earned it. You paid the money. You deserve it. Write in your book. It makes the process yours. I am just a history. Okay. I am a certified chaplain. I'm a certified international transformational coach. I'm an ordained chaplain, and I am an ordained minister. So I bring all of that to this. So people say, well, can you mentor me or can you do these things? I have mentor programs, yes, but coaching, like life coaching, I can do through my books, which is why I tell people grab the book. And when you have the book, I can show you how to use the book, which is why I do these lives. So if you have this book already, we are on page, wait, what page are we on? We're on page 99. So this book is nearly 200 pages, by the way, and it's all in color. So yes, it is expensive to print, but it's worth it. You're worth it. So if you've been looking for someone to kind of just mentor you and do it, sometimes at a distance is okay, then I want you to grab this book because that's what it's meant to do. Okay. Another thing, I'm going to give you a prayer for the day. Okay. I'm going to give you an affirmation. These are words you're going to say over your life, over your day. And these words, as you're going to see, they're a little long, which is why I write them down. Hey, Apple user, thank you so much for looking at this book. Okay. And then next, I'm going to give you a reflection. In the reflection, this is things I want you to think on throughout the day. Okay. And then I want you to take notes. I want you to see what's happening. I want you to see if someone had an attitude. I want you to write it down. Because see, we'll forget stuff. We'll ask the Father to do stuff and we won't look for what he's doing. I want to encourage you. If you're like, God don't listen to me, I don't see him. Hey, Haley, baby, good to see you. Thanks for being a Rose Club member. If we feel like God don't see us, don't hear us, I definitely want you to use the note section. Okay. So if you're in this live, we're going to do this devotional together. Okay. I'm going to show you 2 devotionals. This is only one of them. And I'm going to show you another one. Okay. So here we go. It's coming from Philippians chapter 4, verses 4 through 9. Y'all ready? Rejoice in the Lord always. Again, I will say rejoice. Let your reasonableness be known to everyone. The Lord is at hand. Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to the Father, to God. Top notch, how you doing? Good to see you. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Yeshua or Christ Jesus. Finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable, if there is any excellence, if there is anything worthy of praise, think about these things. Okay. What you have learned and received and heard and seen in me, practice these things, and the God of peace will be with you. Okay. The reason why some of us are not at peace right now in our lives is because we are not thinking about things that are commendable, that are good, that are wonderful, that are just, that are honorable. We're looking at things that are the opposite a lot of the times. And a lot of times these things can pull on our emotions. They can pull on our focus. They can get us distracted. We can think we're supposed to be doing something that the Father didn't ask us to do. But because we feel compelled, to fix problems that are not ours or that are not for us to fix, then we can find ourselves burning out. Okay. So if you're dealing with burnout today, I want to encourage you that I want you to think on things that are lovely, things that you did that are good, things you've done for people already and what they did and how they responded already. So when they have these, crazy attitudes and funky faces, I want you to know this is the message of today, by the way. All the books I'm going to share, whether they're in children's language, our language, regular day, self-help, spiritual, all of them are going to point to the same thing, which is you are not the source of other people's salvation. Okay. Let me put that in another way. You are not the source to solving everyone else's problems. You are not even the source to solve all of your problems. And I'm going to show you how in these books, they all will help you if you are working through this. Hey, Don, thank you so very much. I appreciate that. Okay. Real quick, check in on the hearts. We're at 157. Our first goal is 2,500 hearts. So definitely continue to lift up the hearts if you like the live. Ira, thank you so much for following me, hon. I see you. I appreciate you. And thank you for the roses. Thank you so much, love. All right, so here we go. Let's crack into this devotional. Now I'm gonna let y'all know my devotionals are plain and simple. We're not trying to extract, you know what I'm saying, stuff where you need a thesaurus or you need to break down everything I'm trying to tell you. They're very everyday, very simple, and that's the way that I believe simple is best. Okay, Lord have mercy on my soul. Bless you. Okay, here it is, day 11. Here's the devotion. All right, the peace of God can surely surpass all of our understanding, can it? If we are troubled in our thoughts, we can lock into the gift of Yah. When we rejoice in the Lord, we are choosing to believe the word of God and trust in the hand of God over our fears. If you are facing challenges today, I want you to rejoice in the Lord, who is your strength. I want to let you know your joy is the source of power. Okay. When you are able to remain steadfast in joy, and not get wrapped up in your emotions or get wrapped up in other people's feelings and thoughts about you, or maybe what's going on around you, you are able to become more stable in all situations than people who are easily offended, easily impacted, and empaths. If you maintain joy, you will be all right. I can see someone crying, I can feel their pain, so I am an empath. However, I know how to maintain my joy. Why? Because I realize I'm not their God. I'm not the source. I'm a resource. And that's what I want to show y'all today. Everybody on this live, you are a resource to impact people's lives. You are a resource to help solve problems. No matter what you do, on your job, in your career, in your business, in your house, everywhere. We are not, I know people, a lot of our children are like, you got to do this for me. No, I'm a resource for you now. But there is coming a time where you're going to have to connect to the source, and you're going to have to work this thing out. Because when they go to school, when they're not in your presence, they lean on what you told them as resources on how to live their lives. You are not their source. Their source is really in themselves and connecting to God, or connecting to what is impacting them the most. And sometimes these things can overshadow God, resources. So I want to let you know, as a resource, as a help, even in marriage, you're to be a help meet, meaning meet people with help. You're not meant to take over no one's life for the good or for the not good, for the, okay. Some people are like, oh, you got to do everything I want. You got to make me happy. The devil is a liar. No, I do not. I'm not your source. Okay. If you're not happy, which is one of the books I'm going to share today, is called Be Happy, Keys to Think Yourself Happy. All right. And in that one, I'm going to show you how joy is the source. Okay. Joy is something that comes from God. Happiness can come from humanity. Somebody can make you happy, meaning they can show you something that brings you temporary fulfillment, temporary happiness. You can be content in what's happening, but that doesn't mean that it's going to bring you joy. Joy doesn't change. Joy is always going to work. Okay. So I want to make sure if you don't get nothing out of this live, I want you to understand the difference between joy and happiness. And Jacob, my brother's on the line. I did see him. He already has this book, y'all. He was the first person to order it. Welcome to the live. Thank you so much for tapping in. Jacob's Ladder. He just published his book with Kaylee Publishing as well. So if you're looking to tell your life story or publish a book, definitely check out Kaylee Publishing and Jacob's Ladder. He's one of my, definitely my brother, but also my brother with Kaylee Publishing. We family who published within the same publishing company. Okay, let's get back to this. The Messiah had to lean on the word when he knew pain was at the door, challenge, hatred, and malice intent by others. Sometimes we can feel like sheep going to the slaughter, helpless to change our life circumstances. But the good news is you are not alone. And that comes from Isaiah 53:7. The Father will never leave nor forsake you. Hebrews 13:5 and Deuteronomy 31:6-8. When we decide to put our faith in God, we will have his help to guard our hearts and our minds. Okay. So if right now you are disheveled in your thoughts, you're disheveled in your heart, or you're disheveled even in your will, like you don't know what you want to do, you're kind of on the verge, people call you lazy, but you're really distracted, or you're really unmotivated. But laziness is an easy way to try to call out something people don't understand. Oh, they just lazy, they ain't gonna never do nothing, they just ain't doing nothing. Dr. B, thank you so much, love, for following me. I see you, hon. All right, so I want to encourage you, if you got people around you that are battling, okay, I want to let you know this is a really good book. It's a good book for you to go through first, and then I want you to gift the book or share the book. You can use, I encourage you, definitely do the book with somebody if you know they need it just as much as you. Why? Because it's going to make sure both of y'all do the devotionals. Okay, it's like going to the gym. If you ain't been in a long time or ever, having someone else to go with you who may have a better track record than you is probably going to be the reason you get up when you don't want to. It's probably going to be the reason why when you're reading, you write stuff down because you see them writing it down. You're like, oh, okay, we writing. All right, we're going to do that now. Okay. So I want to encourage you. And also you can do this with me. The best part about this is I give you the daily text messages to help you go through this because I know how easy it is to get busy with life. Oh Lord, I haven't bought that and I ain't even used it. Real quick, on here, it comes with free shipping. Okay. To ship these books, Lord knows, it's almost $10. So I want you to understand. And if you use the book twice, which I'm recommending in 90 days, do it again. Okay. The book is only $15 each use. Okay. Because I want you to do it twice. All right. So definitely add it to your cart and make sure you check out. You can check out during the live. When you do, it will remove it from my inventory. I only have 5 of these left. So, right, is that right? By the way, your books come off this show. So right now I have 3 over there, and I know I have 2 from an event that I was going to go to. That I ain't. Well, we'll see. So I can definitely fulfill 5 orders. I know. So if you like what you're hearing, definitely add this book to your cart. If TikTok says I only have 3 or 4, they are actually right because that's how many are over here. But I know I have a couple in my backup stash. So, but definitely add this book to your cart. Make sure you check out if you want to make sure you get a book. All right, so here we go. Yes, the word is power, life changing. It is important on what you dwell and think on because what you envision and speak, you will become. Okay. One of the things I want to reiterate from the verse today, it says, think on things that are lovely, commendable, honorable, just, all these good things, right? But how many of us are meditating on what we heard or what we saw that was unjust, that was cruel, that was mean, that was unnecessary, and all kinds of things, right? Whether it's politics to business to social life, etc. I want to let you know it's all right to point those things out, but I want you to do something. I want you to go a step beyond that. I want you to pray against the things that you're seeing. I want you to welcome the Father into what you are seeing or feeling and say, Father, you told me to maintain joy. And if I'm honest, this is disrupting my what? Spirit. This is making me emotionally sad. And Father, I need you to what? Change my mind, change my heart, help me grow here, or help people in this situation to come out. Okay. And this allows the Father to come into the places that bother us. He says, what? Cast your burdens on him because he cares about you. So, how many of us are looking at stuff that bothers us and saying, Lord, can you come help us? Humanity, the world. Okay. Black Diamond, how you doing, hon? Thank you so much. I appreciate you being a Rose Club member and getting your heart for today. So, bell, bell, bell. Okay. So, these are the things I want y'all to look at, and I want you to do, not just say, oh, I'm gonna do that later, because you ain't gonna remember. So this is why I put stuff in the devotional right behind each other, because this will knock out everything you need to do or you want to start doing in a day. This book is about helping to create positive habits in your life, not just talking at you from my intellect, but this is about you building a relationship with the source. Again, I'm a resource, which is what the book is. The book is a resource, but the source is the Father. The source is the living word. The source is the Bible. Okay. Which is why I use it in here, because that's where the power is coming from. All right. He said to God, hey, it's too much for me. Oh, hey now. So yes, I want to encourage y'all. That's what I want you to realize. You will become what you habitually say. Habitually, frequently, constantly. If you are saying things that are negative, some of us are name calling against ourselves. We call ourselves everything under the sun, but something good, something honorable. We keep talking crazy, and guess what? Our lives get crazier. Okay. Everything we need is in the word. It's in the Bible. Okay, so here we go. The Father tells us to think on things that are true, honorable, just, pure, lovely, commendable, excellent, and praiseworthy. But why? The question is, why is he telling us to do this? What's behind it? Because how many of y'all know the Father knows all things? Jacob's ladder says literally. Okay. Because if you attract what you speak, if you are chained to it, what you think about and what you hope for are very, 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 very important. It wasn't that many varies in here. There's only one. But I want to make sure you know how important it is today. The way you talk about yourself, the way you see yourself is how you allow other people to treat you. Okay. If you only see yourself as a paycheck, you allow people to see you. You allow people to use you like a paycheck. If you see yourself as the savior of all your family, then your family will use you as the savior of your family. And sometimes that is too much because they need to what? Go to God for themselves. Sometimes you're going to have to watch those you love fail. I had to learn how to watch people fail because I was like, oh no, they don't have to fail because I already learned that. But they didn't want to learn from me, right? When the people was in hell and the Messiah came to hell, there were people that the king even said it. He says, please, can you go back and warn my family? He says, no. He says they have the prophets, they have the teachers, they have the people already ordained to help them avoid hell. If they don't catch the message, they'll be here with you. Hot dang. Really? Really? So that's why I'm telling you, okay? Don't allow people to get you unfocused of what you're supposed to do. Watch what you say about you. Watch how people try to make you the savior of the family. And then they put all this unnecessary pressure on you. And now you're the one stressed and stroking out. A lot of people having strokes are overly stressed, are overthinkers, are over processors. Some things you got to let it go. I don't know why they always teach me like this, Lord. I don't know why everybody always do this to me. I don't know. I don't know. If you don't know, ask the Father to explain it to you. And if he chooses not to, maybe it's because it's in your best interest. The Father says, no good thing will it keep from you. How many of you want things and asking and begging and pleading? You ain't got to do all that. How many of y'all know you speak one time? You ain't even got to speak it. The Father knows your thoughts, but he likes to what? Have conversations with us so that we can build our confidence in him and we can know that he ain't going to lie to us. He wrote it already. He's not a liar. He's a spirit. He ain't even a human. So we're sitting up here treating him like he's our mama, brother, sister, cousin. He's better than all that, right? He's closer to you than a brother, closer than you to you than your mom or your sister or your father. These are people that can abandon you. And we've all, some of us have experienced this. So now we're trying to treat God like we treat these people or try to see him as a notch above, but he's really on a whole nother, he's in a whole nother planet, whole nother stratosphere. Okay. So it takes us a minute to try and fathom what he really is wanting and to show us. And I believe he's showing and sharing with you today. Okay. My faith is in my paycheck. Some people have that concept where they only believe in God as far as their paychecks can provide. I'm telling you, I've been walking on faith for so long, I don't know how not to. And when I say that, I mean, I've worked for myself for, sheesh, I started my first company probably back in 2000. When was it? 2009 or so. And when I first started, 2000, yeah, back in like, yeah, it was a long time ago. Matter of fact, it was earlier than that because I finished high school in '03. And then by '04, '05, I had my own company. Hey, AWOL, it's so good to see you back. You know, I know you. How you doing, hon? Thanks for getting your heart and your roses in today. I appreciate you. T-Shop Productions, shout out to you. Thanks for following me, hon. The Age of Strokes, how you doing? Stokes, how you doing, love? Thanks for being a rising star. I see you. Gina Kelvin, how you doing? Wonderful name. I like that. Hopper, thank you so much for following me, love. I appreciate you. All right, we're at 1,000. Our goal is 2,500 hearts. We are almost there, almost halfway. Let me make sure. General, what's up? How you doing? Thanks for being a rising star. Anastasia, what an incredible name. How you doing, babe? Thanks for being a rising star. AWOL, always good to see you, my friend. Drizzle, thank you so much for following me. And Anastasia, you too. I'm gonna give you y'all bell. Hold on one second. Let me get it. There you go, babe. Jacob's Ladder, as you know, thank you, babe, for reposting. I appreciate you. You look familiar. Is your no? A lot of people say I look like Solange, though. I mean, she's done a lot of stuff. Only thing I don't sing. I do write books and I do publish, and I believe she does that too. I saw that in her thing, and I know we have probably similar hair. I saw that too. But thank you, Tony. Mr. Vibe, how you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for following, love. Yeah, people tell me that too. It used to be Jada Pickett and Jody Watley too. I guess it's the era, right? Thank you so much, though. Let me make sure I ain't missed nobody. Tony, thank you for following. Anastasia, you're welcome, lovely. Hamilton, what you doing? How you doing? Thanks for being a rising star. Thanks for being here. Okay, I think we're in the right pocket. We're halfway to our goal of 2,500 hearts. So thank y'all so very much. We're gonna keep going. Y'all know I get it. I get excited when I start reading some of these books. So y'all gotta excuse me. This is how you know I wrote this stuff. This is what I want to stress to y'all too. When you are writing your books, don't be so overly concerned with perfection. A lot of people are using AI because they're like, oh, my book has to be perfect. Wrong. Your book has to be good. Your book has to be relatable. Your book has to be understandable. Yes, you don't want 50 million grammar problems because it stops people from being able to read it, right? So what you're really looking for is clarity. But it doesn't have to be perfect. You can talk the way you talk with slang and all, and people who you're sent to will appreciate your authenticity. Okay. When I edit and ghostwrite or publish for people, I'm not trying to get them to sound like a professor. I do teach English as a professor, but that's not my goal in my books because this isn't a dissertation. This is, I want you to get a revelation. Okay. And revelations come with simplicity. You know that the method, kids, keep it simple. They say stupid, but I just want to tell you, keep it simple because more people can understand you. And I believe that has just as much value as trying to prove you got degrees. I'm Dr. Crystal Lee, but I don't put that on my books. Why? Because I don't want that to distract you from what's in the book. Now, if you read my biography in the back of it, you'll see, oh, dang, she got, okay, makes sense on why this is so powerful. And that's what you want to do. But you don't want people to be clouded by what you have or don't have or whatever. You want the content to be able to stand on its own by itself. Okay. Some of the greatest books in our history that we all like, people did not speak perfect English. And in fact, it was broken. I read this, The Bluest Eye. It's a good book, but it was a time period piece. So people talk very different than we do. And for some of us, it's hard to read books like this because it's so saturated in the way that they talk in that time. It's their vernacular. I want you to know, nail your vernacular, nail yourself, nail being you. And that's what will get people attracted to you. So when people buy my books, they're getting me. They're getting the way I'm talking to you now. I don't change in my books. And I'm going to show you, even in novels, there is a way to carry someone through a conversation. And I show people how to do it. When I work on people's books, I do it for them. So if you need help in that regard, KLE Publishing is my publishing company. You can definitely search it. You'll find it everywhere. I would love to help you. Okay. Thank y'all for watching as well. KLE Pub is definitely on here as well. So yes, G Boys, thank you so much for following. Invite Esme. How you doing? Good to see you. And thank you also for reposting Anastasia and Jacob's Ladder. All right. So I do see you. Love Trey. How you doing? Thanks for joining. All right, y'all. So let's get back to it because y'all know I'm sidetracking, but I'm excited. We're almost at our goal of 2,500 hearts, y'all. We're at 1,800, so y'all are doing great. We appreciate you, Miss Chris. Hey, Dark Lord. It's so good to have you back, hon. Thanks for being in the chat for sure, for sure. Okay, so here we go. All right. Because if you attract what you speak, if you are chained to it, what you think about, what you hope for are very important. When we are positive about our future, more positive things can happen in the midst of our struggles. Some of us are saying, well, I can't be positive because right now, look around. Crystal, what we going to be positive about? Okay, you're breathing. Do you have a house? That's a good one. You have a car? Wonderful. Is your electricity on? Okay, we got another one. What about your water? Is that good? Wonderful. You have groceries? Yes. Oh, you're not hungry? Okay, wonderful. All right. You said now you got the debts. Okay, so let's deal with the debts. All right. One of the things I had to do recently is I had to go through a restructure with my company because I'm moving it and then I'm looking at the debts and I'm like, Lord, some of us want to tuck our head in the sand and just do, I'm saying, erase this, control Z. Hee-haw, how you doing? Thanks for looking at the book. I appreciate you. But I want to tell you, sometimes it's better to go through the fire than to run from it. You might say, Crystal, why would I do that? Because it is faster. One thing my husband told me, and I love it. He said, Crystal, you know the difference between a buffalo and a cow? I said, are you calling me a cow or a buffalo? He's like, no, you missing it. Hold on, wait a second. Let me say this again. The difference between a cow and a buffalo is a cow will run from a storm. How many of y'all are running from storms, tornadoes, hurricanes, no matter what it is? You run in the opposite way. But the storm is what? Still coming. Because the storm is what? Right there with you. Is some of us is right behind us. Some of us is a couple of paces away. But you know what's the difference is between a cow and a buffalo? A buffalo will see the storm and the buffalo will charge towards the storm, going through the storm to get to the other side. I said, no, that's interesting. And he says, you know why the buffalo will go through a storm? Self-choosing this, not running like the cow, because the buffalo understands as long as the storm is right there with me, I'm still in this world. But if I can run through it and get to the other side, it's clear. After the storm passes, everything is still in the center of the eye. It's one of the calmest places of the storm. So as you're going through your process, you're going to get a calm period because the eye of the storm is the most tranquil. And then once you get out of the storm, guess what? Now you got to deal with the repairs. But if you're still running in front of it, you can't deal with nothing that what needs to be fixed. You're still running away from what is the problem. So don't be the cow today. And I'm not talking about your weight. I'm talking about facing problems and situations that are not going anywhere. Okay. If you've been running from the same thing for 40 years, switching out the man won't change it. Switching out the woman won't change it. You have to go through what has broken your heart. You have to go through what has made you shut down and just think on negative thoughts for way too long. Okay. If you've gone bitter, that means you spent way too much time thinking on things that are not lovely, not commendable, not honorable, not just. Okay. When we feel so frustrated with injustice, no matter where it stems from, which is why I'm going to do release pain today, then this could make us go bitter. It can make us lazy because we don't see a point in anything anymore. So some of us are at these peaks of our lives for justified reasons. Some of us have been abused, misused, dismissed, and nobody wants to be that. So we just say, you know what, fine, forget it then. I ain't doing nothing. But I want to challenge you. Don't run from the storm. Okay. Don't let the storm hover over your household. Don't let it hover in your heart or in your mind or in your will. Okay. We're going to have to learn how to face some of these things. And this is what breaking chains consists of. If there are chains in your life that need to break, you got to be able to identify what's even chained. Some of us don't know. But your thoughts is one of the chains that I want to help you break today. And if you can see the value in this book, I want you to add it to your cart and check out. Okay. But if not, I want you to stay in the conversation. If you can't buy it today, still add it to your cart because it tells me if I need to order more. Okay. G Boys, thank you so very much for looking at the book. I appreciate you. Billy Stevens, how you doing? Thanks for being in here. I appreciate you. Kevin, also for being a rising star. Thank you so very much. Okay. Thank you, G Boys, for adding the book to your cart. I know there was another one at the top, Queen Jasmine, who also added a book. So yeah, so make sure you check out because it removes it from my inventory. All right. If you want to grab the book today. Okay, here we go. Yes, life won't stop so you can be happy. However, you can have happiness and joy during the midst of challenges, and that happens, but by putting the word at the foundation of your life. You cannot simply hear the words and not apply them to break chains in your life. You have to do them with your whole heart, believing in their power, trusting the word over your feelings, eyes, and other people's opinions, because faith is the key. Faith is the key to what? Obtaining the things that have not yet manifested, but believing that they already are, because it welcomes the change in your life. Some of us are struggling because we are not really embracing what we're saying we have faith for. We say, oh, I believe I'm going to be the boss. I'm going to be this. Okay. Have you studied any of the things you need to do to get where you want to go? Are you committed to going back to school if it's necessary? Are you committed spending 2 hours a day, 15 minutes a day going through a devotional to grow spiritually? Or are you going to just say, I'm going to do it and have nothing to back it up? It's just your words, and people are watching what you do. So if you're not doing anything, this is why some people don't respect you. You're like, well, I don't know why he don't even respect me. I don't know why she don't see what I'm trying to do. What are you doing? Not trying, because trying is nice. Everybody got something they can paint in the sky and say this could we can all dream. But how many of you know the difference between doers and dreamers is doers make their dreams come true? They got a dream too. They got thoughts too. The only difference between dreamers and doers is doers make their dreams come true. I am a doer, but I got a lot of dreams. And I'm telling y'all, I've done them all. Everything I've dreamt about, I've done it. And now I'm working on new dreams, because some of our dreams are too small. I want to let y'all know some of y'all are thinking too small. I used to say, I want a fashion line when I was in high school. I want a fashion line. I want cosmetics. I want this. I didn't even think I was going to write a book. This was all new. This is not even my dream. How many of y'all realize your dream ain't your dream? Something else is. And as you get older, you start to embrace where you are in this time. And you're like, man, I never thought I would be doing this. And here I am doing this. And for some of us, we're very happy. Why? Because the dream got bigger than what our vision was. Our vision got bigger. So our dreams had to what? Grow. It's not a bad thing for you to realize you've done everything you wanted to do. Now the question is, what do you do now? That's a wonderful question. If you're at that phase of your life, and for some of us, it don't take long. Some of us, we wanted to get married. You're married. Now what? Well, I don't know. I didn't think past this. Well, let's think past this, because you done did that. And I say it the way we say it, because in real life, we don't say, you've already done that. We say, you done did that. Now what? Okay. So if you're in these phases where you're already accomplished, you already started a business, you already did this, you already got married, you already had the baby. Now you're dealing with how to raise the baby. And this is the part you didn't dream about. This is the part for some of us, we didn't plan it. Okay. So I want to encourage you. This is the part where you got to see what chains are on your life, what things need to be changed, what things you need to grow through, what things you need to recast. For some of us, we have to restructure. We're like, oh Lord, I didn't think getting married is going to change all my life, but guess what? It did. So now what? So for some of us, we're finding ourselves not being able to reverse where we're at. Okay. So if you are in a place where you're not going to reverse, or you can't go in reverse, which we don't live in reverse, by the way, y'all. It's only one way, and that's going forward. So if you want to go forward, then we got to be honest where we are today. Okay. Let me see. Hold on. Power Gift had something to share. I want to make sure I capture it. He says, well, great morning, Kaylee. It's true that faith is the grace of our journey. It is. It really, really is. I want to make sure. And Power Gift, is always good to see you online. Thank you so much for being here. Okay. So I want to make sure I do that. All right. Let's wrap this up. We're almost there. I want you to think on things that are lovely, good, and wonderful today. I want you to challenge yourself. For some of us, hey, Jonathan, thank you for following too, love. For some of us, we're struggling. Hey, how you doing? Nice to see you too. Thanks for following Split. How you doing? Okay, for some of us, thinking of something good, lovely, wonderful, that's hard. We're like, first of all, I don't know. I don't know if I can do it. Okay. If that's you today, I want to encourage you. Stay on the line. I'm going to give you so many things to be grateful for. You're going to be like, oh, I got it now. And then I want you to practice it, because some things we start, we got to be committed to finishing. Okay. So I want you to start this good work, because the Father will finish every great work in all of us. He's big enough. Not just to do it for me, he can do it for you too. Real quick, we are almost at 5K. When we get to 5K, y'all know what we do. I bring out the tambourine, because my claps ain't loud enough. Okay, so we are 900 away. Once we hit 5K, every 5K after that, we will celebrate with that. On the last live, I believe what did we do? I think we were at like 25 or 35K, one or two. So we're going to see what we do today. No pressure. It's all about just being on here, having fun, learning, growing, and spending some good time. Okay. So I want you to silence the noise and take a moment to reflect on what is important to you. And most importantly, what God has for you. If you are uncertain of what areas you can improve, start with smiling. What? You mean to tell me, Crystal, the first assignment you're giving me is smiling? Yep. I want you just to go through your day and smile. Y'all know what happens when you smile? You activate so many muscles in your face. I mean, Michelle, thank you so much. I appreciate you for adding the book to your cart. Make sure y'all check out if the books are in your cart, okay? Because I am going to sign them. I believe there's only 5 and there's 3 in people's carts. So just make sure you check out to make sure you get yours, okay? But user, thank you so very much for looking at this book too. So yeah, so I want to make sure y'all know smiling will bring, I'm telling y'all, like, I don't want wrinkles. Smile. Frowning brings, oh my goodness, it brings wrinkles. It brings stress. It brings crow's feet. It brings these things. Okay. If you don't want them, I want you, yes, moisturize your face. That's good. Coconut oil does wonders. Okay. For some of us, we don't need to get involved with all of the extra stuff. Stick to the basics. So this is all that's on my face right now. It's coconut oil. This is not foundation. This is not mascara. Well, this is mascara, but this is not, no, it's eyeliner. So I have eyeliner and lipstick on. That's it. And the lipstick comes from my store. I came out with a cosmetic line way back. I still have the stuff, but I haven't really launched the store again. I'm praying on it. But anyway, I wear it to support myself. You see, so everything you do, you can bless yourself. You don't have to only do what other people want you to do to bless them. I want you to smile today because you're like, you know what? I'm going to do this for me. I'm going to smile for me. Smile and open your heart because that's what it does. When people see me, they're like, man, you have a beautiful smile. Some of you are not meeting your spouse because they don't see you smiling. So they don't feel what invited. There are sometimes my husband has a face on and I'm like, babe, you good? He's like, yeah. I was like, oh, you just got a face on and make you look like, you know what I'm saying? So for some of us, we don't know that we have something wrong with smiling because some of us got a chain with smiling. Hey, boo. So I want to let y'all know some of y'all don't smile because some things have happened in your life. And I get it. Things have happened in my life, but you would never know it if you look at my face. Why? Because I know the joy of the Lord. I know what redemption feels like. I know what it means to let go and forgive. I know what it means when other people need what I have. So I have to be what the living example. Yeah, I have to be a living sacrifice. That don't mean that, you know what I'm saying, I'm willing to throw myself on coals and stuff. That's not what the word means. It means that I am willing to smile even when my days are struggling. Even when the Bible says always have a reason on why you what believe or why you are full of hope and full of smiles, because people are going to be like, man, how are you doing it? People that know the real, like, I know where you come from. I know what you had to endure last week. I've seen it, but you're smiling. Some of us are smiling even when we're going through labor. And people are like, girl, you should be miserable up in here. You about to deliver a baby and you smiling, you laughing? I do. Why? Because I know the joy I have is going to give me the strength I need to do the stuff I can't do out of my own strength. When I'm realizing, Lord, y'all know when y'all say we say when black people start laughing, it's kind of either scary or dangerous. I start laughing. I'm like, Lord, they gave me this bill. You must about to do something great because that's not in the bank account. I was not expecting this. This is not budgeted. So what we gonna do? And I talk to the Father like that. You do not have to come to the Father like, oh, Father. You don't have to do that. He can speak to you as plainly as I'm speaking to you, and he does. He is very real. Okay. Hey, Jennifer, thank you so much for looking at the book, love. So I want to let y'all know if y'all got these fake hugging tree, concepts of how God relates to us, please don't. For some of us, some people are cussers. Okay. Some people drink. Okay. The Bible has, even the Messiah made wine for people that drink. Okay. So I'm not on here to talk about stuff that ain't part of what I'm saying, but I want you to understand the Father understands drinkers. The Father understands cussers. The Father understands smokers, and he will help them in the lane that they are in. Now, we might say, oh, don't do these things. I encourage you, don't cuss yourself out. I encourage you, don't cuss nobody else out. But if in order for you to talk about something, you use these words, not cussing nobody out, then I understand. I can listen to people like that. It's only when they call someone a blank that I'm like, whoa, okay, that's too far. Because it's name calling. I have an issue if you can call yourself other names. Now, if you're being realistic, Like, I know I need to lose weight or whatever. We can focus on the solution when we admit what the problem is, but we have to stay in the right heart. I think that's the issue. No matter what language you're using, it's where's your heart at? Some people are frustrated, so they use cuss words because they're frustrated and they don't know how to release what they're trying to express. So out of their familiarity, they use words to express their frustration because other things have not manifested for them to use another or maybe a different way. Okay. So this is one of the things people come to realize is, okay, I'm not frustrated anymore. So I find myself cussing less. A lot of times those words are reserved for things that just irk you. Like, why is this person so why is this person being a it's always something that is irking you. But if you learn how to maintain joy, isn't it amazing how much you gonna realize you don't have to cuss no more? Doesn't mean you won't cuss ever. I ain't gonna say that. Because if that's what you do, is what you do. But I will say you will cuss less. Okay. And then the Father will work on you. And next thing you know, for some of you, you won't cuss at all anymore. Why? Because the root of why you were cussing is gone. The chain that had you bound is gone. So now you're free. And that's what the Father promises to do. He promises to set the captives free. So if you want to be free today, I want to encourage you to allow the Father to be your source and to be your source of joy, to think on things that are good, that are lovely, that are true and honorable and righteous, and it will change you from the inside out. Okay. So all the things you don't think can change, all the things people said about you will remain the same forever. I want to let you know, in the hands of God, all things can change, including you. Okay. Royal Nation, thank you so very much for sharing the live. I appreciate y'all. Real quick, we're going to do this check-in. We hit 5K, y'all. So congratulations. We did it so far today. We're at 5,400. So thank y'all. Our next shake will be at 10K. If y'all want to do it, I'm going to be on here. Okay. We're going to do this. All right, let me finish this devotion. This is why I'm telling y'all. I'm telling you, the meat is in the book. All right. Everything I do to expound on this it's easier for me to talk to you when you have it. Hi, Diane. Thank you so much, love. Because when you have this book, I'm going to show you how to carry it through. I do the lives to help us to process what we're learning. Because when you're reading it, the Father's going to drop stuff in you based on what you're going through. This is the people on this line. But I'm telling you, every time I read this, the Father will tell me something else to say. My examples are straight up, meaning I don't write these down. I wrote this down, but when I'm reading this, as you can see, I can flow in between. Why? Because it's in me. All right. So if things like this is not in you, I want to show you how the Father can do for you what He's already done for me, but He's going to do it your way, meaning the way you need it. We're different people, right? So how can different people have the exact same experience? They can't. They can have a similar experience. They can go through a similar situation, but the Father is so good, so big. We all can have a unique experience with the Father. And guess what? It all be good. Okay. So my life, my book, these examples are meant to empower, encourage, and inspire you. But by no means do they define your relationship with the Father. Okay. So I want to make sure we're clear on that too. I want y'all to grab the book, not because this is like everything, but because this is going to inspire you to discover your everything. Okay. And it's going to push you into a relationship with the Father. I can lead you to God, but I can't make you have a relationship. I can't make you get what I got. I can't make you have a revelation, but I can definitely show you how to get one. Okay. So that's what I want to encourage you all. All right, let's finish this because I know there's other parts. It's about 6 other books we're supposed to go through. We're going to pray to good Lord. We're going to get through them. I might switch it up and do a children's book. I don't know. But I want to let y'all know the message is the same for today, which is you are not people's source. You are a resource. Okay. Resources and sources are different. All right. So let me show you. We're going to continue to journey through our live today, and I'm going to show you some more good stuff. Okay. Smiling is what I want y'all to do. That's your assignment today. If you missed everything else I said, I want you to smile today. Okay. A few times. It's going to be real weird. If you ain't used to smiling, it's going to feel weird. It's going to feel like work. Don't worry. It's going to get easier. Okay. When your knee is going through rehabilitation, even bending it to walk normally is work. Okay. When you ain't worked a muscle in a long time, you go to the gym and find out real quick, Lord, this sucker's rusty. It ain't working like it's supposed to. Okay. So I'm going to let you know if you have not been smiling, this is going to feel like work. And I want you to celebrate yourself when you start doing it. Because if nobody sees you, no, I seen you in advance, and the good Lord is watching you from above and saying, look at how they're letting what joy come in. Smiles allow joy to come in. Okay. Here we go. Next, in prayer, tell the Father 3 things you are grateful for today. Remember, I told you at the beginning, if you're like, well, I don't got nothing, I'm going to help you. Okay. The first one is if you're breathing. There's so many. You got family. They might not be the greatest, but you got them. You see what I'm saying? Pray for the family you're looking for, because the Father won't keep a good thing from you. Okay. Look at what could have been worse and it's not. All right. So you don't want to put your prayers on the things that are negative, bad, and limiting. You want to shift them to the things that are good, wonderful, kind, honorable, commendable, wonderful. And if you ain't got nothing you can say good about yourself, say 3 things good that you know about God. Whoa, you mean to tell me I'm going to pray and everything I'm praying is only about God? Yes. Yes, Lord, you are wonderful. Lord, you are kind. Lord, you are all knowing. Lord, you are omnipresent. Lord, you are sovereign. Lord, you know things I don't know. Father, you can show me things I can't understand. Thank you, Father, for giving me peace with whatever I can't accept and showing me how to either accept it as is or to do what I need to do to make it make most sense to me. Father, thank you for caring about me. Thank you for waking me up this morning so I can pray and tell you thank you, because I could be dead. I could be here. I could, if I'm injured, Lord, thanks for allowing even my sickness to be able to show other people that even when we going through hell, we can still acknowledge you. Lord, use me as a vessel today. Let me be a vessel of honor. Notice none of that had to do anything with, you see what I'm saying? That was all for the glory. The Father wants the glory, because when you give him glory, what child of yours, when you bragging on them, not the stuff they buy you necessarily, but just their personality, their DNA, their character won't be like, wow, my baby really loved me. They really see what I do. Why? Because they see your character. Okay. So I want to encourage you. You can't pray about nothing. Can't say nothing good about life or what's going on. Give it to the Father. Give all your praises to him. And he will work out things you didn't even know was problems. He will remove people from your life. And you be like, Lord, why you take them out? Because they were a snake in the grass. You didn't see it coming, but he did. And guess what? He prevented it from stealing your joy. Okay. Some things we're going to go through that will make us sad and will challenge us, but the Father will not put more on you, us, okay, me, than we can bear. All right. So the question is, how are we to respond? All right. Here we go. We're almost there. Then tell at least 2 people you love them. I want you, yes. Okay. Let me bell on that one. Okay. Today, I want you to tell 2 people you love them. Okay. If you're married, it should be your spouse. You should start there. You might say, well, we're not really doing that good, Crystal. Tell them you love them anyway. Maybe this is the reason why you're not doing good. They don't feel you love them. They don't feel you see them. Tell your children. If you got more than one, you knocked out 2 people. Call your parents. Pick one. Crystal, they don't deserve my love. I know. Tell them you love them anyway. Hey, look, I don't really agree with how things have gone over the years, but I just wanted you to know I love you. Wow. Really? I didn't think you given. See, this is the reason why there are chains and heavy weights on your ankles. It's because you're not willing to share your real feelings, because you're living out your pains. And pain, this is the devil's plan. I got to do a little bit from release pain today. I'm going to help some of us, because we are so overwhelmed by the injustices, the unfaithfulness, the betrayals, and and all this stuff that's happened in our lives, that it robs us of sharing love. And how many of y'all know God is love? So if we don't share love, then how are we showing God to the people we love and care about? We're not. But when we withhold love, then what are we really doing? We basic stuff, the opposite. Okay. So if it ain't showing God, then what are we showing? Some of us will say you're showing your tail, you're showing it, but you is not showing love. Okay. I want to challenge you today. If you want your life to change and to break chains, then you need to learn how to welcome love into your life and to expel what you get. Paul says, what I freely get from the Father, I will share with you. Okay. And love is something we get for free. Now, does that mean to show your gratitude it's free? No, we become a living sacrifice to show how much we care and how much we appreciate. Okay. This is what makes us go to work in the morning. This is what makes us cook dinner and breakfast, because we love you and we show it, because love is an action. The Father so much loved the world that he gave. That's an action. It's not just him saying, I love people. I love y'all. Good luck. No, he shows up in the midst of your problems. He shows up when you are When he was on the cross, he says, forgive them for they do not know what they do. Wait, what you mean? You going through the cross, you get nailed for me and my sins and the sins of the world, and you're telling the Father to forgive us when we don't even want you still? Yes. And he is the example for all of us. Hey, Mr. Radio, thank you so very much. Dante, Mr. Radio, I thank y'all for following me. And also, Mr. Radio, thanks for joining my fan club and subscribing. Welcome to the Rose Club family. Thanks for getting your heart for today. Okay, so we're at 6,800 hearts. We're almost at 7K, which means we're 3K, 3,200 roughly away from hitting 10K. So thank y'all so very much. We're going to continue to go to our goal of 10K during the live. And Darrell, thank you so very much for looking at book number 3. I'm telling you guys, this book, it's including shipping. Okay, it includes shipping. Another thing I want you to realize is I want you to do the book twice. Okay, so if you look at free shipping, it's like $10. If you look at using a book twice, the book is really $15. All right. So because I want you to use it twice because it's that good. You might say, Crystal, really? I'm gonna write it? Yes, because you're going to go back and read what you wrote and you're going to learn from yourself. Anointed Dar, how you doing? Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you for looking at this book. I know the book's been added to a few people's carts, so just make sure you check out. And if today ain't the day, but you know you want the book, still add it to your cart so you'll know how to find it when the time is right. Okay? All right, so here we go. Boop. Then tell at least 2 people you love them, and don't forget to include yourself. How many of you said I love me? Not love me in the superficial, full of myself way, conceited or narcissist, or not that way. I mean, like, you know what? There are 1,000,001 reasons why I could hate myself today. I mean, I made bad decisions. I've hurt people. I've hurt myself. There are things that I regret that I've done. But you know what, Father? I do love me. I love that I can have the chance to change my life. I love that I have the ability to help Crystal. Okay. Not just judge Crystal, but now I want to love myself enough to say, you know what? I'm going to do this differently. I love me. Love is an action. Love is not just saying I love myself. That's nice. What are you doing to take care of yourself? Are you investing in your wisdom? Are you investing in your knowledge? Are you investing in your peace? Are you investing in the people you love by doing something for them? Have you taken the time to wake up early? Make your husband or your wife's coffee? Have you took the time to make your children's breakfast and send them off on some days? Because I know it's hard. I know it's work, but this is what love does. Love endures. Okay. So I want you to endure. I want you to endure your mistakes. Don't keep making them. Learn from them. Change them. Love yourself. Loving yourself means doing better for you. Yeah, do better for you. Yes, everybody else needs you, wants you, all that's great. But how you going to pour out when you're empty? You going to pour out, you ain't gonna have nothing to give. And this is what makes us bitter or makes us frustrated, because people want from us and we ain't got nothing to give. It's like, Lord, how you gonna ask me to give to all these people and I ain't got nothing? Because you won't let him fill you. Because if you allow him to fill you, he'll give you solutions. He'll bring you resources. He'll give you joy. And you might say, people might call you fake because you are happy when, and I don't mean happy meaning content with what's happening, but you have found a way to find joy. And a lot of people are very intimidated by joy, because joy can't nobody steal. As the words say, the world didn't give it. My husband don't give me joy. So if he is in his own world and doing his own thing, it's not going to rob my joy. If my children are being crazy, it's not going to take my joy. Okay. Because they didn't give it to me. The Father gave it to me. So he's the only one that could take it away, but he won't, because he says he will not. Simi, thank you so much for looking at the book, love. I appreciate you. Thanks for being here too. Okay. So I want to let you know, don't let people steal your joy, because your joy don't belong to them. This is something that the enemy does. He uses people that you love and care about to steal what he can't touch. He can touch happiness. He can touch what's happening around you. Okay. But he can't touch your joy. Not if the source of your joy is the Father. Now, if the source of your joy is a person, then yeah, he can steal your joy, because he can impact the people and the things you're looking at. So he's really stealing your focus. Okay. It starts with your inner peace. Say that again. Bail. All right. 1,000%. All right. So here we are. Remember to pray about everything and worry about nothing. For some of you who are worry bots, can't go through 2 minutes without worrying about something that ain't happened yet, or worrying about something somebody else said need you to do because they didn't do. Hold on. Not everybody's problems are yours. I know they think they are. No, they're not. Queen, how you doing? Nice to see you in. So here are the questions I want you to do. I'm going to go through this part a little bit more quicker. I know we've been having so much fun in this book, y'all. I want to make sure if y'all like the book, make sure you add it to your cart. Make sure you check out. Okay, I'm going to sign it. If you're new to the live, I am the author of this book. I wrote it. Okay, me and my husband talked through the details, and I got it. And I was like, "Oh Lord, this powerful." So I wanted to write a book that definitely I believe can bless men especially, but women also, because this is life. Life is universal. It's not male nor female, it's universal. So if you want a universal book that is powerful, if you want masculine colors, it's definitely in here. Okay. But it is not definitely, it's for anybody. Okay. Assemi, thank you so much also, hon, for following and being a long time watcher. I see you. G Boy, thank you so much for your hearts and y'all likes. Continue to lift up the hearts. Our goal is 10K. We're at 75%, meaning 7,500. Our goal is 2,500 more, and I believe we can do it. Okay, so here are the questions. What has you anxious today? Are you worried about a upcoming decision or feeling pressure to decide on a matter? Have you sought God in prayer? And if so, what did he say? Some of us are seeking the Father. He already answered, but you don't like the answer. So you keep doing, keep asking, keep begging. He's like, stop. You don't got to beg me. I'm your Father. You don't got to do that. I heard you. Here's my answer. Well, Lord, I don't really want that. Here's my answer. See, we are used to talking people out of their answers. We're not talking the Father out of an answer. He is what? He is sovereign, which means he knows why he answered you, because he's looking at your whole lifetime when he answers you, not just your today. Some of us are asking him for stuff just for today. And he's like, no, because that ain't going to benefit you in 5 years. Really? You thinking that far? We talking about today, Lord. No, I'm thinking about your forever. I'm thinking about your ancestors. I'm thinking about people that asked me. So when he says no, there's usually more to it than what we may perceive. Timothy, how you doing, honey? Tap into support and hype the stream. Thank you so very much. It's so good to see you back. I've seen you a few times. Thank you. We're at almost 8K, guys. We have 2 more, about 2,100 to go. So you guys are doing great. Okay. So are you able to trust Yah's direction, or are you more concerned with the answer agreeing with your expectations? If you are more concerned with your expectations being met by God than what Yah has for you, you can totally miss the chain he wants to break in your life. And it will stay there. Why? Not because the Father's not strong enough, but because you won't surrender with the things that he has the keys to unlock. Okay? So let's get free, because that's what he promises. Weaving Wednesday. How you doing, love? Thank you so much for looking at the book. I appreciate you. If you like what you're hearing, add the book to your cart. Check out when you can. If today isn't the day, I still want you to know where this book is, because you're going to want it. Okay? Here's the prayer. Y'all ready? We're going to do the first prayer for today. Father and great God, lead me today. I am dealing with a lot of thoughts, decisions, and I need you to guide me, to guide us. I want you to lead me so that I can have boldness and confidence for how to lead my family. Father, you told me not to get anxious or move too quickly, but to be patient and trust you in my waiting. Stabilize my mind, Father, and help me to have peace with my decisions concerning my life, and be bold enough to handle the outcomes with your help. In the name of your son, Yahshua, Jesus, we say amen. Okay. Now, here is your affirmation for today. Okay. This is what I want you to say over your life. I want you to write it down. I'm going to repeat it twice. All right. Because it is a little long. This is why I put it in a book, y'all. Because sometimes you got to say, wait, what did it say? Yes. But I'm telling you, these are powerful affirmations. You ready? I will be patient and not get anxious in the waiting, but trust you to lead and give me peace about my decisions. Okay. Y'all ready? I'm going to do it one more time. Okay. I will be patient and not get anxious in the waiting, but trust you to lead and give me peace about my decisions. Okay. Your decisions are things you got to live with. Okay. For some of us, we're so scared of making mistakes. We don't have peace about our decisions. We're second guessing everything we're doing. And when we're second guessing, we are not confident, which makes us, again, go back. We are no longer patient because we're anxious, because we don't know what our decisions are going to do. So if you realize, all 3 of these things deal with 3 areas of your life in one affirmation. So this is why I encourage you, read them. Okay. Take a snapshot of it and then say it on your phone when people are driving you crazy at work, when you are overly stressed with your children or your spouse is driving you crazy. Say, Lord, I will be patient and not get anxious in the waiting. Lord, I'm waiting for them to do right by me. I'm waiting for them to say thank you. I'm waiting for them to say promotion time. I'm waiting for them to call my name. I'm tired of what? Wait, some of us are tired, but I want you not to get anxious, because when we get anxious, we can get desperate. Okay, Lord, I've been waiting on my spouse for so long. Now I'm getting what? Antsy. Okay, I want to slow you down. I want this affirmation to bless you. Okay, some of us, impatience is the chain that's wrapped around you. This is why you keep making these decisions that are half thought through. And then once you get to the end, you're like, dang it, I didn't realize I was going to get this, because you didn't think it all the way through. So some of us, we're thinking for so long, we ain't going nowhere because we're scared to make one move in any direction, even in the right direction. So I want to encourage you. Okay, our chains are different, but the power, the source is the same. God is the answer. Okay, the word will give you truth. He will send resources. He will send the help you need, because the help we all need is different. Okay, Rodney, how you doing? Thanks for joining. Lady Ty, how you doing? Tara, so good to see you. I'm glad you're here. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so but trust you to lead. We got to trust the Father's word. We got to trust His leading. We got to trust that when He answers our prayers, He knows what He's doing. Okay, and give me peace about my decisions. We want the Father to give us peace about our choices, because guess what? They're not going to change. Once they're made, they're there. Believe it or not, you're like a king, you're like a queen, because when you make a choice, bam, it's coming. Okay, I am king. How you doing? Thanks for adding this book to your cart. I appreciate you. Real quick, I am the author of the book. I will sign your copies, and I'm going to put them in the mail. Okay, here's the next step for this. As y'all can see, there's layers on this. Okay, Nayang, how you doing? Oh, Nayang G, how you doing? Good to see you. All right, reflection. Here's the reflection. Okay, having the responsibility to lead a family or a staff is no lightweight. Okay, I get it. I have a staff, I have a family, and it's heavy. Okay. Some of them are all going through their own things. Everybody got something they want me to come to. Hey there. Okay. So if that's you, I do get it and I do understand. You will have to make decisions, and not all of them may feel like the right answer. Some of us, our husband's going to make choices. Some of you, you are the husband and got to make choices. You are the father, and you can't dodge the responsibility. As a mom, as a wife, you're going to make choices, and you can't dodge the responsibility. As business owners, okay, as managers, as employees, we got to make decisions, and we can't dodge. Okay, so if we have to go through, then help me, Lord, to go through, but help me not to suffer from my own ignorance. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the things. Kate Dizzy, good to see you back in, hon. I appreciate you tapping in. All right, so here we go. Be patient with yourself, and ask that of others you lead. If you are a transparent leader who is honest and can hear from God, you can have more peace about your leadership responsibilities and choices. Okay, so we break and change. Sometimes we're so used to people having no patience with us that we don't have patience for ourselves, because they're quick to judge you. You're quick to judge yourself first. I want to encourage you. Pray that the Father send you people that can be patient with you, because when you're making life transformation, you need to be around good atmospheres. And then when you know who you are, you can go around stuff that could bring up familiar spirits, familiarity, or things you used to be, and you can stand. But when you haven't got your legs underneath you yet, don't go around people that can entice you or can pull you back into old thoughts, old ways, old decisions, old feelings, old emotions. No. Stay in a healthy atmosphere. Stay around people that will have patience with you, that can bless you, that can say, man, you ain't nowhere where you was, but I see what you're doing. I respect your hustle. I respect that you right now you on them lives. I mean, there was a time where you ain't had no business, and now you bought your business, and you're like, yeah, but I ain't making no money, but it's all good. It's coming. How many of y'all know there are things that are coming? I know you said you wanted to get married. You've been talking about getting married all this time. And now, you know what I'm saying? You almost there. Yeah, but I'm just about to date anybody because I'm just tired of being alone. Don't do that, because, man, you done built your life up. Don't let somebody come in and take it all away, because then you're going to be crying because you done married a woman that wanted you just for your stuff, and you knew she did. Samson chose to lay his head in the lap of a woman he knew wanted to kill him. He knew wanted to steal from him. He knew didn't love him like he committed to love her. Some of us are choosing people out of our own desperation, out of our own desires, and it's not even good. Okay, so you want to be around people that can entice you to do righteous, to stay on the right path, not people that will seduce you and have you living crazy and out here looking like a fool, and you know you a fool. And people are like, yeah, but she bad though. She bad, but she is a thief. I'd rather be single. Okay. And that's what we gotta get to. Lord, man, I'm 30, I'm 40, I'm 50. Yeah, I know, but have patience. Let me work on you. Maybe there's a reason you're single. And maybe it ain't the woman. Maybe it's not your atmosphere. Maybe it's something in you. Maybe it's something in you. You won't surrender. And if I bring you the right woman, she's gonna see it so quick that if I can't bring her yet. Because I need you to what? Watch your attitude. I need you to watch your words. You get mad and then you just start going off. Can't do that with this woman because she's not gonna stay. So he's like, fix this. Let me pull this anger out of you. Let me erase your emotions and your history, your emotional history with the women you used to have, so you don't blame it on the one I got for you. Because she ain't nothing like them. But if you keep having these old thoughts, these old feelings that you want to place on new people, you're never going to have what I have for you. You're only going to have what you think you deserve or what you think is out here. Many of you are not finding your spouse because you cannot embrace the things the Father want to develop in you so you can move past the things that hold you back. Okay? Everybody ain't the same. Every woman's not the same. Every man is not trash. Okay? They're not all cheaters. They're not all, what I'm saying, abusers and all of that. So if you have any of these, absolute statements that you've been projecting, this is out of your pain and your frustration. And that's a chain. That's one that has to be broken. If you want something good, if a good person came in your life, you will push them away. Not because they leave you, because you'll say, oh, you just like everybody else. It's only a matter of time before you're going to be cheating too. I know I check your phone. I know I went on your computer. You ain't doing nothing today, but that don't mean you ain't going to do nothing tomorrow. That woman is hurt. That woman is wounded, okay? And she's dangerous. She's going to stress you out. She's going to drive you crazy. You're going to feel like you got to do everything to prove yourself, and it's never going to be good enough. Why? Because her real problem is not you. Her real problem is not her real problem is the pain that is the source of her bitterness. And you can't fix that. You can't love it out of her. You can't, she has to choose it herself. That's not your problem. Thank you so much. I see you. And thanks for looking at this book. Okay. Some of us are taking on things that are the source's problem. You're a resource. You can support what God is doing, but you can't take his job. He don't need you to. He didn't ask you. Okay. Weaving Wednesday. Thank you, babe, for looking at the book. King James. Thank y'all. I see y'all lighting up. Thank y'all so very much. We're 300 hearts away from reaching 10K real quick. All right. So I want to let y'all know, stop trying to be savior. That's not your name. No. I'm an ambassador. I'm not the king. Okay. I'm not the queen, not of the kingdom of God. There's only one. And last time I checked, his throne ain't on heaven. It's in heaven. It's not here. And he's going to make a new heaven and a new earth. He's not even keeping this. So I don't know what he about to do, but I ain't going to be in the way. So if you don't want to get yourself together, that's fine. I'm not going to let you, destroy my joy or my peace because you don't want to accept what I'm saying. People think my job is to convince them to believe in God. No, it's not. It's not. It's not your job to convince people their problems exist. Your job is to say them if they welcome it. Some people don't welcome it. So you're like, Lord, let me hold my peace. He says, what? Don't cast your pearls before swine. What are your pearls? Do you got pearls? Last time I ain't got no pearls, y'all. I ain't got no diamonds that I'm going to throw out in front of nobody. Okay. But your pearls, your jewels, your diamonds, your wealth is your information, is your experiences, is your heart, is your emotions, is your commitment, is your loyalty, is your devotion. And what the Father just said was, don't throw these things in front of people that won't appreciate them. And if they don't, he says, dust your feet off and keep it moving. Don't you sit there and be like, oh, I really want you to understand. Stop. Be like, all right, I hear you. I understand. If that's how you want to do this, I respect your decision. You got to get to a point where you got to respect other people's decisions, even if you don't like them. And when I learned how to do that, I got real free. I stopped trying to feel like God for people and all kinds of stuff. All right. So I told you I was going to hit another book. So I'm going to show y'all something because, matter of fact, it's the next book. Y'all, I'm so good. Sometimes the Father knows things so good. He knows everything, but he helps me. So this is the one I want to show y'all next. Okay. So if y'all like the book that y'all seen, I know many of you added it to your cart. Definitely check out, order the book. It comes with free shipping on TikTok Shop. Okay. So that price includes shipping. To ship the book is like $10. All right. Also, I want to let you know that I want you to use the book twice. Okay. So when you use the book twice, You can choose to write in it physically. You can write on a sheet of paper if you want to save the book. That's fine. I want you to write in the books if you can, because I want you to read your responses. And I want you to definitely write on the lines, right? And save space for your second time to go through the book. And that is going to help you to really see what you're doing. Let go of control. I'm still learning that. I'm telling you, some of us are stressing out because we're trying to be God. You're trying to be the source. So let me take y'all to somewhere new. I'm going to take y'all to the next book. It's called Be Happy, Keys to Think Yourself Happy. I'm going to show y'all. I know I told y'all the source to this right here is joy, is Father. But for some of us, we might need a different approach. The devotional is a lot. It's a lot of information. It's nearly 200 pages. It's got prayers, devotionals, and all of that good stuff. If you're like, Crystal, no, I want you just to talk to me straight. Maybe you're not a writer. That's all right. This book here is a really good option for you. Okay. So the name of this book is Be Happy, Keys to Think Yourself Happy. Some of us are depressed. Some of us don't know how to be happy. We've been so unhappy for so long, Lord, it feels more natural to be depressed. If that's been you, I'm going to help you. Okay. If you're a happy person and you want to stay happy, you want to figure out, Lord, I don't want these people to destroy my peace. I wrote this for you. Okay. I'm a happy person. I'm pretty sure most of y'all are probably picking that up. But you might say, well, Krista, man, dang, how are you so happy all the time? Because I learned the source of my joy, A. But two, I learned these things I'm going to show you in this book, because it was more than just knowing the source. It was also creating boundaries. Some of y'all got to learn these boundaries. Okay, I know what's happening. Oh, yeah. And I dropped the book. That's where I keep my things in there, so I know where I'm at. But I know what chapter I want to read today. So in this, I'm going to tell y'all real quick. These are the subjects I put in this book because I had to bless y'all. All right, so here it is. Happiness defined. I want you to know what happiness really is, because people will tell you they know and they don't have no idea. Next one, why happy people? Why did I write this book for happy people? Especially because I know people come for your happiness more than anybody else. You need to get in reality. Why you always happy? Why you always smiling? Because I know smiling will activate more muscles in my face and I won't be sagging. I'm going to look young all my life. I like looking like I do. I like looking like joy. How many of you know when you smile, you look like joy? You look like you got peace. You look happy, even when you're not happy with the things happening. Okay. So I want to encourage you. Another one, ignorance isn't bliss. People will tell you, oh, what you don't know won't hurt you. Devil is a liar. That's happening every day. I'm pretty sure we all already figured that out living life. That, man, I wish I would have known that sooner. Okay, so I want to show you ignorance is not bliss. Take your head out of the sand, look at what you're seeing, and then make choices that you want to live by. I'm going to show you how to do it in that chapter. Guilt, fear, energy vampires. These are people that will suck the life out of you. They come into your world. They want to be all cushy next to you. And then here they go talking about their problems. Here they go talking about everything behind negative. They gossipers. Gossiping drains you. Have y'all noticed that? People that gossip all the time, they always got a aura around them, and it feels like a stank. Like you can't physically smell it all the time, but you can sense it. It's like, ooh, I don't like really talking to you long. Like at first it felt good, because but now it don't feel good at all. It just feels dirty or something. I'm gonna show you why. All right. You're not their God. That's the chapter I'm actually going to read from today. It's on page 69 of this book. This book is about 120 pages, 115. It's not a long book, y'all. This is a quick read. So if you want quick fire and know, okay, I got it. This is it. Another thing, don't judge me. People will tell you in a heartbeat, don't judge me. You can't judge me. I'm going to let you know. It ain't about judging people to send them to hell or anything, but you should be judging people to say, okay, I see what you're doing. I don't want that. Okay. You should be assessing the situation. All right. Don't be going through life talking about, well, I ain't going to judge nobody. All right. That's fine. But then you want what everybody else wants to do to go. How's that going to work out? Because other people got plans for you. And you should have plans for yourself, which means you need to look at things and determine what you're going to allow and what you're going to stand up against. Nope, that ain't coming in here. Nope, not doing that. Nope, I don't talk like that. So you have to make your own boundaries, which means you do have to assess or hence judge, but you should be a fair judge. Okay. Everybody makes mistakes. All right. So if we're looking for perfect people, you ain't gonna find one. You're not perfect. They're not perfect. So have grace. So that's what I want to also reiterate too. Okay. Now here we go. Don't despair. I know it can be very lonely sometimes when you're the only one that you may feel has balance. or you're the only one that might be on this side of the situation. You're the only one that got it like this, or struggling or fighting like this. I want to encourage you. You are a vessel. I want to remind you, we get to choose how we live our lives. That's your choice. Nobody get to choose it for you. You choose it for yourself. The question is, what are you going to choose for you? What do you want out of life? And most importantly, how can the Father use you? Is he using you as a vessel of light, a vessel of honor, or a vessel of dishonor? Or are you a vessel of common use? Meaning he just used you to hand money to one person. He says, what? The wealth of the unjust is laid up for the just. Some people are just accumulating wealth so they can give it away. All right. That sucks. What do you mean? I want to be able to have a legacy and this and that. Some people won't have that. All right, Jonan, thank you so much for looking at the book. I see you. I appreciate you. And also for sharing the live with more than 5 people. You are doing it. And thanks for adding this book to your cart. Okay. So then lastly, I'm going to end it with scriptures that will encourage you. Today, I'm going to go to page 69 in the book, which is "You Are Not Their God." Because I want to let y'all know today, for those of you who feel like people ain't going to survive if it ain't for you, they will. They'll figure it out. Okay, you are a resource, not the source. Point him to the source, and then you become the resource, which means you are the help. Okay, help meet help. We're not supposed to do it all because that's not our job. Okay, so let me help some of y'all today. Here it is. This is 69. Contrary to popular opinion, you are not responsible for another person's happiness. First sentence, isn't that fire? It is not your job to make the world happy, but it is your job to be true to yourself and protect your sphere of influence. That is your job. Okay. Boundaries. Remember, I just was talking about that. To make it happen, it is best to link with like-minded individuals to ensure the space you create is happy. Okay. The person who you spend most of your time with, the person you choose to marry, the person you want to work with as your VP or your assistant director should be someone who is like-minded. Okay. Or guess what? You're probably going to get divorced. You're probably going to have more fights and arguments than progress. You're probably going to go forward and then backward. You're going to look like a double-headed dragon because you neither one of y'all can agree. How can 2 walk together unless they agree? So the reason why some of us are stagnant is because we're trying to drag somebody who don't want to go. Okay, doesn't mean one person's a devil. Maybe they're just not on the same track as you. It just means like, you know what, you're a great person, but we're not going in the same direction. Okay, I've had to say it a few times. I'm sure you will too. So it does, and it isn't a bad thing. I know at the moment it hurts. It hurts you, it hurts them. But over time, you see when you meet the right one, you're like, thank you, Lord. I did not settle. I did not sacrifice myself to try to make someone else happy and end up miserable because I knew we know when stuff ain't working out. But we are just like, Lord, it's gonna get better. Probably not. If y'all ain't going in the same direction, and they're not changing their direction, you're not changing yours, you will always run parallel. Do you in a house with nobody in it because you're going left and he's going right? How was that a blessing? How was that two becoming one when y'all are still independent thinkers, independent owners, independent? Everything is independent. Y'all single people living together with rings on. That sucks. You see what I'm saying? So you got to understand, what does the Father want for you, and then are you willing to be patient to allow him to bring it to you? All right. I want to let y'all know real quick. We hit 10K, y'all. We did that. Y'all did that. So thank y'all. I want to definitely give y'all the shake y'all deserve. Shake, 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 shake. All right. So every time we hit 5K, I do the shake to acknowledge you, to thank you, because my claps ain't loud enough. All right. So here we go. Woo! Happiness is a mindset. I got to repeat that. Happiness is a mindset, a way of life, and a presence you emit from the inside out. Happiness is not outside of you, it has to be in you. Okay. If a person is not happy within themselves, they will never appreciate the happiness, joy, or God they see within you. Okay. So the reason why a lot of people don't like you, the reason why a lot of people don't understand you is because you have found the ability to do something they don't know how to do. You learn joy, they ain't got it. You have happiness that emits from the inside. Their happiness is from the outside. So if things are not happy on the outside, they're not happy on the inside. They are inverted and they don't know it, or they don't know how to fix it. I want to encourage you. This book will help you to fix it. Okay, because it will show you what you've made the source of your joy, and it will show you how to redirect, meaning how to plug into the right source. Okay, we're plugging in the resources, and then we get mad when the resource goes away, turns off. I mean, they pass away. Okay. These resources, yes, they have power, but they're not the source of the power. Okay. So you're like going through middlemen. You're going through people that are in between you and the source. I want to show you how to connect the right way, the more powerful way, because everything they're not going to know, everything they're not going to be able to answer, everything they're not going to be able to walk with you through. Okay. All right. So here we go. Woohoo. They will only try to find the fault in you because they are aware of the faults within themselves. As a believer, I know that the Spirit of Yah, God, lives within me, and many are attracted to me because of Him. As believers, as disciples, you know that there is something on the inside of you that makes other people attracted to you, and they think it's your face, they think it's your eyes, they think it's your body, they think it's these things because you look beautiful to them, and they're like, man, something about you. Yeah, it's probably the Spirit of God, especially if you lack joy, if you lack peace. You see? So if they find somebody who has it, then they can misunderstand and misappropriate, some of the things that they want and blame it on things that are carnal. Okay. Carnal meaning physical. All right. So I want to encourage you, point people to the real source, or they will think you're the source of their happiness. And it's really not you. And then when they have you, they realize it's not you real quick. They're like, oh, I don't even like her like that. Dang, you did for the moment you saw her, saw him. What happened? The source, okay, is what they saw. All right. Your Majesty, thank you so much for following Hun and being here. I appreciate you and for being a long time watcher. Okay. If y'all loving this book, add this book to y'all cart. Check out during the live. If you need to check out on another day, no problem. Add the book to your cart so you know where to find it. Okay. Thank you so much, Jazz. I see you tapping in and following. Thank you. Okay. Here we go. His character is love, and it is warm, comforting, and changes everything. Some see that on you and in you, and they want that for themselves. They want what you got that's light, that's wonderful, that gives you peace during the storm. They want what they see you have. Okay. They think that hanging out with you, talking to you, watching your videos, and buying your books, it will miraculously jump on them too. I want to let you know this book is meant to inspire the relationship I trust you will build with the source. Okay. I am a resource. The book is a resource. The source of my joy, the source of your joy. I want to show you how that power needs to be aligned with God Almighty. Okay. So if right now you're like, Crystal, I'm depressed. Crystal, right now I can't think of nothing good. Crystal, I can't meditate. I can't do these things. If you're frustrated, if you're overwhelmed, if you feel lonely, if you're isolated, been rejected, okay, I want to let you know the source of the one that can heal you. Okay. I will show you where that is. All right. But in showing you, I want you to build a relationship that only you can build. Okay. Here we go. These are tools to help people discover a balance in their lives that only works with their keys. Your key to happiness is not necessarily my key to happiness, but you seeing what mine, hold on a second. Here we go. Well, my keys have opened for me will encourage you to explore your keys. I want to let y'all know everybody on earth was born with keys. Everybody on earth was born with talents, with skill sets, with, you know what I'm saying, with a measure of faith. What you're doing or what you choose to do with your keys, your talent, your abilities, your time, only you decide. Okay. So I want to encourage you. Thank y'all for taking the time to use your keys today to lock into this live. I appreciate it. And so my question is, can you relate? Have you seen people you have admired so much that you wanted to be just like them, only you couldn't, right? You still had to be you, and they were still who they were. All right, so I'm going to jump over. Hold on. Okay, so I'm going to skip a bit. Okay, so there's a couple of pages in here, but I wanted to make sure I cover something that I did point out earlier. Because one of the things, the real question is, does anyone have that kind of energy? Okay, here we go. I used to have a mindset to save, give, share, perhaps overshare to help people make it through tough times. How many of you feel like you've had to be people's source? Okay, I'm going to help y'all. If y'all have been the one doing everything and all that craziness and you want to change that, okay, I want to help you. I used to think through the challenge and work through several possible answers for them to choose. I soon realized they didn't want an answer or solution. They wanted someone to step in. They wanted someone to step in and take over and do the work that needed to be done. Okay. For some of us, people don't want the answers. They don't want solutions. They just want you to do it. Fix it, Jesus. These are comments and statements we make when we don't want to do the work. But there are things you won't have, you won't experience because you're not doing what only you can do for you. Okay. We can show you and point and share and overshare, but guess what? Until you want it yourself, until you are bothered by your situation the most, you will still keep doing what you're doing. You cannot make an alcoholic stop drinking. They have to decide, I don't want to do this no more. And I'm not going to do this no more. And I'm going to what? Use resources to do this. And I will find, you know what I'm saying? So if you are finding that you're talking to you blue in the face and ain't nothing changing, chill, relax, let it play out. You might say, well, Crystal, if I don't do anything, they're going to fail. Let them fail. Is that right? Is that golly? It is. But if I don't pay their phone bill, it's going to get cut off. I know. My baby sister had a phone bill. I kept paying it. And guess what happened? She kept using it and using me. And when I was like, you know what? I ain't going to pay this phone bill no more. So if you don't care about your phone bill, if you don't care about your life, who am I to stand in your way? Because all I'm doing is burning through my resources that should be used for something else to try and save you, but they're not even saving you because it ain't made you think differently. It ain't made you live differently. The same calls you were making to people that shouldn't be your friends, you're still making. You're still doing the same mistakes that you say you don't want to do. You're still doing them. And I'm paying for it. And when I realized that, the Father had to give me a revelation, y'all. And when I got that one, I said, you know what, Lord? I'm not using my money no more. And guess what happened? Her phone got cut off. She had to work harder to do the stuff she still was committed to doing. And then she eventually ended up getting kicked out of school, not because she didn't have a phone, but because the same distraction she allowed to take her off subject for months prior, she continued to do all the way until she got flunked out of school. Some of you need to let people go all the way to the bottom. You might say, well, Crystal, why they got to go to the bottom? Because they need it. Why they got to go to jail? Because they need it. Why do they got it? Because they need it. One thing about the Father, he does not, the Messiah sat in jail. Think about that one for a minute. Some of us have went to jail for things we're guilty of, and some of us have gone for things we're not guilty of. But what did the Messiah do? What did the Father allow through the life of Christ? He allowed that experience to help us relate to him, to relate to us. He knows what it's like to be held responsible for things you can't control and things you do. He can't control he's the Son of God. He can't control that he's a living word. He didn't make that choice. Okay. He couldn't choose not to die on the cross. He says, Lord, I don't want to die. Remember the cup? He said, Lord, I don't want to drink this. But let it not be because I don't want to do it and I'm going to be disobedient. Let it be your will that changes for me and I don't have to do it. Okay. So he understands people are out here doing things and we know doing this could mean exposure. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, these people that did this stuff, they knew death was coming at their door. But why did they do it? Because they had to drink the cup that the good Lord gave them. Okay. And some of us were like, Lord, why? Because this is your purpose. And you got to understand what your purpose is. The rest of the world wouldn't have what we have if it wasn't an MLK. You know, the world wouldn't have what they have if it wasn't Harriet Tubman. You see what I'm saying? The stories, we don't know what it cost them. She lost her husband because she chose to run. She could have stayed and her husband could have found her on the next plantation and figured it out. But that's not what the Father wanted for her. He wanted freedom. And for some of you, he wants your freedom more than he wants you to be content with where you are. The Hebrews, when they left Egypt, they was real sad about it when they was in the wilderness. They was like, you brought me out here to die, Moses. You could have left us in Egypt. At least we had food. Now we out here starving and waiting on stuff. And the Father was like, don't listen to them. Some of y'all have done everything you can and people are still complaining. They don't know how good they got it because they don't remember what it used to be yesterday, 3 years ago, 10 years ago for you, 20 years ago. Moses was already free. He already had a wife and children. The Father called him back to a people that was his people, but into a country he never wanted to step foot in because he was wanted because he murdered somebody. But this is what the Father will have us do. Wait a minute, Lord, you want me to go back to the hood I came out of? I mean, I did some things when I was there. People might still not like me. You mean like Moses? Okay. So I want to show you there are so many things in the word, if only we knew how to understand it, that can relate to your current day. Okay. All right. So, yes, I want to share that. If y'all have been blessed by this book, I encourage you to grab this one. For the sake of time, I want to move a little bit more. Good news, we're at 11,200 hearts right now. Our goal is 15K. So definitely continue to lift up those hearts. Every time we hit 5K in hearts, I definitely will give you all the shake, let y'all know I see you, I appreciate you, and I celebrate each and every one of y'all for being on this live, for joining me, and for making this live honestly everything it could be and more. My subject today, I want to get into your soul, into your spirit, is that you are not the source, you are the resource. Okay. You don't have to be no one's God, because there's already one and he does a great job. Okay. You only have to point people, lead people, and the Father gives the increase. Okay. Some will water, some will plant, some will do different things in your life, for your life, but it takes the living word to activate, okay, what you have in your hands. So I want you to trust the plans he has for you. All right. Now, one of the things that I want to make sure I share on this live, it looks like, yeah, okay, we're doing pretty good. So I want you to see that this is not only a concept that adults need, this is a concept also children need. How many of y'all know raising children ain't the easiest thing to do? And the Bible says, train up a child in the way that they should go, so they what? Won't depart from it. Departing from it doesn't mean they won't make choices that go against what you raised them to do. What it means is they won't misunderstand what the truth is. And if they go against that truth, then they'll know that they're going against the truth and they're choosing to do it. So it's not a mistake, or it's not an accident. It's actually a choice that they've made. Okay. So I wanted to share with you this book. It's called Ugly Swan. Okay. Now, many of us have heard the story Ugly Duckling. And in that story, it was about ultimately a duck that felt ugly. And the way they presented it was they made the duck look, strange. I believe most of us that feel ugly, especially as children, it's not because we actually are. It's not. The reason why most of us feel ugly is not because we really are ugly. Okay? The real issue is we don't have confidence in who we are or the way we were made, because we don't look like someone else or something familiar. So we assume if they're beautiful, I'm the opposite. So that means I'm ugly. You might say, Crystal, children ain't that into. Yes, they are. There are things that are universal truths that communicate, just like nobody got to teach a baby to start swinging their hands to fight us. Nobody got to, they may not understand how they get to these conclusions to explain it to you, but that doesn't mean that they have not worked this out in their heart or in their mind. Or worse, somebody called them ugly and they believe it because people don't call them beautiful enough. Okay. So I want to encourage you with this book. The name of the book is called Ugly Swan, like I was saying. And I'm going to skip ahead quite a bit, but I'll tell you in the beginning, basically, there's a swan that's born to a family. All swans are born gray. When they're first born, they all gray, cute, fuzzy, all that good stuff. Whether they turn black all the way or white all the way, they all start off gray. Okay. So this particular swan was at one point looking like everybody else, but he had black feet. So he's like, all right, I don't like that I got black feet. And then as he started getting older, a lot of the other swans started turning pure white. He's still going darker gray. So now he's like, what's up with this, man? I ain't doing what y'all doing. This ain't cool. Maybe something's wrong. What's wrong? How many of y'all know if you grew up in a family of doctors, everybody's smart, but you're the one struggling with math or science doesn't come natural? Wouldn't you start saying, man, all right, Lord, you got jokes. Now kick it in, Lord, kick it in. Make me like everybody else. And he's like, no, this is your portion. Let everybody else change. Eric, thanks for looking at the book. So here it is. The swan is very upset and he ends up going off to be by himself because he doesn't want to follow behind the others because he's the redheaded stepchild or the black sheep of the family. So if you're that, or your child feels like that, or someone you know does, I want to encourage you. This is a really, really good book. All right, so I'm going to read some of this and I'm going to step you through the contents of this book. So here we go. Hey, buddy, what's got you down? He replied, nothing. You wouldn't understand. The turtle says, I got time if you want to talk. If not, I will press on. How many of you know you can't stay long with people who choose to be depressed? Children, you have to find a way to allow them to come to you. And there's a way to do that without making them feel like you're bullying them. Okay. So this is the child that responds. He says, well, since you asked, I feel like an outcast. I'm not pretty like my family. The turtle, listening intently, replies, how so? They are all white and beautiful. I am gray, black, and with black feet. The turtle nods his head as the swan demonstrates his colors. Okay, I can see that. But what's the problem? Replies the turtle. I want to be like them. I want to be white like them. The turtle turns his head and replies, sorry, buddy, you will never be like them. The swan, confused, replies, why not? Because some of us are born different to show the beauty that nature has. There is more than one type of swan. They are not all white. But I want to be white. White is not the only color of a swan. What if you were called to be different? What if there could be beauty in what and who you are too? I don't understand, the turtle replies. What if the family we have is not the only family we have? Family is where the heart is, and anyone with a loving heart can become family. Anyone with a loving heart can be beautiful too. Some of us are not as beautiful as we could be because our hearts are dark. We are sad, we can be depressed, we can be angry, we could be frustrated, and this could cause us to fight against the beauty that's within us. Instead of embracing it, we're rejecting it because we want to be white, we want to be light, we want to be tall, we want to be, you see, smarter. We want what other people have, and we're missing what we have. So this one hasn't embraced his crown. Okay, so here it goes. He says, again, speak English. Will I be a white swan or not? My siblings say I will be white one day and beautiful like my parents. All swans start off gray and slightly black, you know? The turtle turns to swim under the water and the swan follows behind him. When we open our eyes, we can see what is in front of us. If we swim through life blind, we will miss everything. How many of us have closed our eyes to see in ourselves because we have already decided our own value, but we have not considered what lies underneath? Okay, so these are the graphics within the book, okay, in case you're curious. It says, okay, is this a riddle? You will be beautiful like your parents, but you may not be white. What you want to learn and look forward to is not the color of your feathers, but the beauty in your creation. Mr. Turtle, I thought this was supposed to make me feel better. How is it that I feel worse? How can you feel worse taking in all this beauty? Everything is a different color, size, and shape. Surely you see the beauty in this, don't you? So the turtle brought the swan underwater so he can see all that's under his feet. A whole world full of colors, different creatures, different fish. He says, it's nice down here, but this isn't my home. The turtle says, when we don't hear what we want to hear, we can feel worse. But the answer you need to hear, you have already heard. You are beautiful and wonderfully made. The turtle turned to swim in the other direction, and before the swan could chase him to ask more questions, he disappeared. Okay, we entertain angels unaware is what the word says. All right, so I'm gonna take you guys to a couple more pages in this book so you can see that children can understand this dynamic lesson. And I believe we need to learn it too. Okay, we are wonderfully made. We have a purpose. The Father didn't make you just to break you. He made you because he wants to show the world how big, how vast, how diverse he truly is. Every person is different. Even twins have variations. And that is the uniqueness of each and every one of us. Okay. So here we go. As the swan sat on the water, he grew more confused. He was alone on the water. He was unaware of the predators that flew over his head. He blended with his surroundings with his perfect shade of dark gray and soon black. He looked like a drop of night from up above. He grew bigger, but his white feathers didn't come in. As he sat upon the water, he said through the silence, oh, why have you not made me white? Where is the change I was promised? I'm still growing darker, and my feathers have not yet turned white like the others. He felt alone, but he was chosen to be different. As he went to sleep on the body of the water, he dreamed. In this dream, he was beautiful. He was radiant. He shined. His feathers were black as night. His feet were black, but this time he didn't feel like he didn't belong. He sensed that he did belong. Okay. Then Through the air, he heard, "Little swan, I always knew who you were born to be. No, you are not like the others you see. I placed you among them so that they would be open to what is different and not assume they are the only versions of me. I am mighty, and all good things come from me. I made the birds in the air to fly, the beast that walks on the earth to graze. I made every beast on land during the world's creation. There is a story for everything under the sun." Really? Was I made like this on purpose? Did you make me like this to punish me? I mean, did I do something that makes me deserve to be born black? I want you to see the beauty in your feathers, the beauty in your feet. I made you like me. I made you to be a guiding light for others. Don't think it is robbery for you to be unique or to be different, a marvel for the world to see. For your unique color to speak as you enter the room, I want you to know that your feathers and your feet were beautifully adorned. Before there was a night or a day, you were in my heart to create. You are not a mistake. You are a beauty, a marvel, a wonderful interruption to the world's plans. You demonstrate that there is a master above the sand and the sea, above the sun, stars, and the moon. I am the great I am. I have made you wonderful. I have made you perfect. I have made you to show my beauty. Don't be so concerned about your outward appearance that you forget to develop your heart. Your true beauty is not in your feathers or feet, but in the heart you share for the world to see. Be beautiful for me. Show me, them, that you are a wonderful marvel, that you are not an ugly swan, but a beautiful one because of your giving and loving nature. Then, in a snap, the swan awoke. The water was perfectly still. The moon sat up above the water, perfectly lighting the lake. He knew that the moment was real, but he was still in a dreamy state. Something funny happened in his heart. Okay. Thank you guys. I know I see you guys looking at the book. I appreciate you. Okay. He started to see the beautiful words that other swans had told him. He saw the turtle again and thought of the adventures under the water that most didn't see. Just because we don't see the beauty doesn't mean it's not there. He remembers hearing the thoughts and seeing the feelings his brothers and sisters or friends shared with him. They all had been so kind, and maybe that is what truly made them beautiful. They were beautiful because they cared about me and were patient when I complained. As he kept thinking of everyone's words and actions, he cried tears, first of sadness and then of joy. He realized he was loved. He was special, not because he was born different, but because he was loved. From that day forward, he participated with the other swans. He followed behind and didn't feel he was last in line. He moved where he felt the love he wanted to share. He was no longer grumpy and unkind, but patient, and in his beauty began to truly shine. He hadn't checked his feathers in a long time. His feet, he would watch and twiddle them in the water. He was learning to love the creation that God had made him to be. That night, he looked at his reflection and saw a wonderful surprise. The white feathers he wanted, he got. Okay. So learning that you are loved, learning that love is an action, learning that sharing love, receiving love is a choice. Okay. All of these things the swan is experiencing. And I would say we all need to as well. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you tapping in, Timothy. His crisp white feathers could be seen in his wingspan. He had something like his parents and was always something of his own. He was unique and not ugly at all. He just had to develop to become all he was meant to be on both the inside and the outside. Okay. And there is still more in the book. That is just a snippet that I wanted to pull out because I know we were talking about joy. I know we were talking about honestly finding our paths, of course, today and realizing we're a resource, but we're not the source. Okay. So I want to encourage you if this children's book can inspire you and you believe it can inspire other children to honestly read that book, especially if there are different, a lot of children who are autistic, a lot of them who have either like a, what is it? It's not behavioral, but like just, I would say physical or emotional challenges. They really love that book. Okay. Because a lot of them feel like outcasts. A lot of them can feel ugly or unwanted. And I want them to know that the beauty, the wonder that the Father made them with wasn't a mistake. And some of them might say, well, Lord, I was born blind. Did you make me blind for a reason? No, just to show the world how big he really is. Isn't it a marvel Ray Charles did all he did and he was blind? It makes us have less excuses for pursuing something. He was actually an encouragement for the world, seeing and non-seeing. And this is what I want children to understand. Our uniquenesses are just a further exploration or statement of how big God is and how he can do wonderful things despite our challenges or our differences. Okay. And thank you so very much. I do see you, Kenneth. Thank you. I appreciate you. There's that bell for you. Okay. All right. So I told y'all I was going to go through a couple of books. Teddy, thank you so very much. I see you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So I want to definitely encourage you guys. Now, one thing I wanted to share today too is I know I did one of the prayers from one of the devotionals, but I wanted to share another one. Let me go to it. So this is the next book I want to share. And this one, this is book number 5 in the Call to Pray series. There are 12 books in this series, so it's a lot. But it's nearly over 1,200 pages of prayer. Okay. But I wrote the series because I believe the Father wanted me to. And I'm planning to translate it into 5 languages. So as you support and order one of these books, you are helping me to put it in another language, which I thank you. English is done, but we have Spanish, Portuguese, French, and German that I still want to do. So thank y'all in advance for those of you who would choose to support my goal, my ministry to bring prayer everywhere. Okay. So one of the things that I wanted to read today, let me see, I want to find one because I know I was going to do one on dependability. That's actually one I want to read because I know for some of us, we feel like everyone's depending on us. We feel like we're the source, we're the plug. And I want to bring some relief, okay, to some of you who just feel heavy. I mean, at one point I felt that way. I felt like everything was on my shoulders and it's overwhelming. And if we don't check it, if we don't find a way to set it down at the Father's feet, to release ourselves from the payment or the penalty, then we find ourselves carrying weights that don't belong to us. Okay, so here we go. So this is on page 68 in book number 5. This is volume 5. This book is almost 160 pages, in case you're wondering. So this book is not a short book. It's got some spine on it. You know, it got some pages. So I'm about halfway into the book, by the way. So here it is. When you get into the book, there's going to be one paragraph or two sometimes that will explain how I was led to pray. I mentioned in the beginning, I am an ordained chaplain and minister. And so this definitely utilized those things. I am Dr. Crystal Lee. I have a doctorate in philosophy with an emphasis in theology. So I bring that to this table. So, and I type real fast. So this is actually a prayer I prayed as I was typing it. Okay, you ready? So first, I'm going to introduce the prayer, and then we'll do the prayer, okay? If you're loving the conversation, definitely lift up the hearts. Our goal is to get to 15,000. Right now, we're at 11,200 hearts. So if we can get to 15K, we'll definitely do the shake to celebrate. And yeah, and we're just going to keep going and enjoying the conversation because that's what we do. Y'all ready? We all need someone we can lean on in our times of need. We need someone who we know is in our corner. And to have a person like this gives us the added confidence we all need to live this life. If you don't have it, please also join me in this prayer for dependability. If you need to become more dependable to yourself, family, God, or someone and something else, join me also. Father, thank you for being a good God who loves your children and cares about us. Thank you for making a way for us and showing us what it means to have a solid foundation. You are our strong tower and firm foundation. Father, we are asking for your help because you instruct us to be dependable, to be reliable, and do the right work to win in this life for the kingdom of God, for our families, on our jobs, for ourselves, and in life. The truth, many of us are struggling with dependability. We are looking for a dependable father or mother to help with our children, reliable help to help us outside the home through school, daycare, or other services. Father, we need to be able to depend on our government to do what they say and serve the people. All over, we need dependability and accountability. We need you to move on the hearts of those in power, to show them their assignment and the need you have for them to be dependable, to do your will. Help me to be faithful to your will for my life so I don't let others down. but liberate many. Give me the words to speak and the heart to serve. Show me how to be steadfast and faithful to accomplish everything I start. If it is school, if it is the gym, changing my diet, increasing my study time, reading, praying, or anything, help me to be more dependable across the board. Help me to maintain a standard that I too will require of others to remain in my close circle. Father, bless me with friends and coworkers who can be closer than a brother or a sister to me, those who can pick up the vision you gave me and incorporate it into the vision you gave them. There are no big I's and little U's. We are family. Help us to become more dependable, realizing we need each other and this is not a competition. We all we are all running a race, and the competition is to overcome adversity that tries to keep us from finishing it. It doesn't matter the placement or the time of our end. It only matters if we please you in the process and fulfill why we are here. Father, show me how to serve and be a servant to others. Help me to thank those who are dependable by being mindful of them and doing things without being asked. Help me to show my gratitude and for that to be returned. Help me to show you, Father, how much I love, care, and I'm grateful for you. You are king and the king over everything. I will be nothing without you and your constant word that wraps around me, comforting me, that shelters me and keeps me from the storm. Thank you, Father, for being who you said you would be and not being a liar. Help me not to lie or overcommit to please others or sound good to my own ears. Liberate me from the guilt of not being everything for others, but being satisfied to be who you called me to be instead. Thank you for calling me your child and for loving me and restoring me, for making me whole so I am not intimidated by others' success, talents, or gifts. I am who I am. I will allow you to change the parts of me that are not right and trust your hand in my life. In Yeshua's name, we say, so be it. Okay, so that is my prayer for those who are working through dependability. P. Levy, thank you so much, love, for joining my club, for subscribing. Thank you, Alberto. Thanks for following me. I see you. Thanks for the hearts, guys. You're at 11,400. Our goal is 15K. So we're getting there. So definitely light up the screen if you love what you're here. Thank you in advance. Thank y'all for being here with me. I do see you. And I just want you to know that I do. All right. So there are a few more books. I'm going to see if we have enough time. I think we may not get through all of them, but I want to read a couple more snippets. And yes, I want to show you that in multiple genres, I can give you really good principles, no matter where you are in life. Okay. One of the things I want to share with you, this is a book that has been doing really well this week, which is Gray Space. All right. So I'm going to share with you Gray Space. This is a fictional novel. Okay. So it is fiction. There is some language in this book. So if you don't want language in your novels, this is not the best one. It's not crazy, but one of the characters is one that that's where he comes from. Unfortunately, that's how he is. But I want to encourage you that the book is still filled with the love and reverence of God for those who want a Christian novel. But yes, it includes real people. And real people, they do, some of them do cuss, so that's in here. Some people, they're not going to choose the Father's way. Some of them, it will take longer. Some of them, they find them and don't know they found them. And you'll understand what I'm saying when you read all of the book. This book is about 260 pages. So I encourage you, if you want a good novel that has good content, makes sense, and all that good jazz, I encourage you to grab this book. Okay, here we go. The name of this chapter is called Heeding the Warning. This is page 145 in the book. Okay, I read a little bit of it yesterday, and for those who ordered it, I signed it and shipped them off. They should be getting their books probably between today and tomorrow. So with shipping, you usually get them in 3 to 5 business days. All right. So order your copies if you like what you're hearing. I am the author of the book, of course, and I will sign it and put it in the mail to you today when I go do my mail run later on. All right. Getting up early on Monday morning, I was debating on what to do. Do I call out? Do I call in, say I will be out, or just not show up? Which would be less damaging and, as far as I know, safe? I looked at my phone and saw a text, call me, from John. So I picked up the phone. I guess option 2 it is. Hey, John, I got your text. Yeah, I wanted to let you know I will pick you up this morning if that is okay. Well, actually, I know you were going to ride the bus. Don't worry, it's cool. I will see you in about an hour. He hangs up and doesn't give me a chance to respond. Not sure what that was about either, but I knew it was something I would ask about later. I got up feeling tired. I don't know why I felt so drained and undermotivated to get started with the day. Not sure if it was the swarm of thoughts, questions, and serious concerns floating around my head or something else had my mother ever dealt with some wait, hold on, let me make sure. I don't think like that's where it's supposed to go. Or something else. Had my mother ever dealt with something like this? I wondered. I didn't want to ask because I didn't want the answer or for her to feel she needed an answer. Either way, it seemed dangerous. I had only one direction at the moment: go forward. I took some time that morning to pray harder than I had in a while. I needed that Psalms 91 kind of coverage working with with this family. I thought to read something else from the Bible, although I was unsure of where to turn. I did the infamous go to open the book, and where it landed, I started to read, and it landed in Psalms 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Hey there, how you doing, Anna? Good to see you. Not sure of how I should feel after reading this, but I didn't feel as much fear as I did before. I knew this was for me right now, and I tended to believe that so I could face what could be around the corner. Walking out, I had hoped to see Keisha around. Normally, she should be out to catch the bus for school, but knowing her fast tail, she was sleeping, planning to come to school later. I prayed I was wrong, but if I was right, I would catch her later this evening, I hope. She really needs to pick her friends better, I'm telling you. Breakfast was simple. I didn't have much of an appetite. Today was perfect for a bowl of cereal before I left for work. I got outside, and a few moments later, John pulls up with a half smile. I get in the car, trying to be as relaxed as possible. I know we are both on edge, and soon we will have to break the silence. He turns the music lower and says, "So, how are you?" Honestly, a bit shaken up, but I'm good. It's a lot going through my mind, it's all. I know it is, and I'm sorry. I wanted to talk to you yesterday, but it wasn't the right time. I know that. Yeah, it's whatever. Before you say anything, let me explain. I know you don't want to work for us anymore, and I can't say I blame you, but I know that James is on to you, and I can't have anything happen to you. Do you understand what I'm saying? I think so, I replied, a little relieved, but also nervous. I know that God got me through as I walked through the valley of death, so I won't fear no evil. I knew you probably didn't want to come in today, too. I can't blame you. But if you quit now, I cannot say how the next few days will go. If you can do me an honest favor and stay with us at least a couple of more months, I will make sure you are good. I like you, Rain, and I couldn't live with myself if something happened to you. Well, dang, thank you. I don't know what's going on, and I really don't want to know. I pray you and your brother know what you are doing. I know this is scary, but the house I live in on the outside looks like a castle, but on the inside, it is more like Beast's sanctuary. This is normal, and I'm not proud of it. Being around you made me forget about the dark side to our lives. I really wanted James to be on his best behavior, but he keeps finding a way to screw stuff up. I mean, mess things up. Sorry is a cuss word. I don't cuss, but the character here does. Okay. All right. It's cool. Thanks. We can't control our family, but you need to be careful, John. I don't know what to tell you to do, but I know to tell you to be careful. I appreciate that. I don't know what you told James about us, but I want you to know we have to keep it up. I don't want him thinking we are screwing with his mind. Let's just say he doesn't like it. So, you want to go shopping? Yeah, that's cool. I need a few things for the house. Thanks. We drive for a bit in silence. It wasn't an eerie silence, but one that settles the atmosphere and is a comfortable silence. I knew where things stood and what I had to do for now. I was grateful for God using anyone he wanted to cover me. We pulled up to the mall, and I was a little confused. I asked, I thought we were going grocery shopping. We are. Let's go shopping. He said with an honest grin. This man is full of surprises, I tell you. I don't know what it was, the wind or something that washed over me, but I was calm and even happy. We walked together into the mall and he grabbed me by my hand. I was a little shocked, but it was something I needed. I needed to know that I wasn't alone and he proved he was here with me. We walked into the mall and the scent smelled like the mall. It was light in the air and I felt like I was walking on clouds for a second. He looked at me and said, "So where do you want to go?" I can't tell you the last time I was in a mall. I have no idea. Then he looked at me and said, "Then we can walk until you find somewhere you want to go." We stared at the door and enjoyed small talk as I saw each store begging for attention and customers. Some stores had associates standing at the door to welcome you in and others to keep you out. I have seen the fashion brands on TV and on social media, but being in the mall, the stores didn't make me want to walk inside. I prefer the down to earth stores that look like locals own the shop. We casually walked in and I saw a few things that caught my eye. As a painter, John must have been taking good notes of my facial gestures because he started to speak to an associate. Another lady walked up to me and asked, "What's your size?" I replied, "Oh, size 6." With only one word, he said, "Thanks," turned around and walked off. I shrugged my shoulders and kept window shopping in the store. I wasn't planning on asking for anything. I was just happy to get away from my thoughts. I thought to gather up the things I liked in my head and get the top three things. However, when I turned around, I had two associates holding clothes draped over their arms. "Miss, we grabbed these things for you to try. They are all a size 6. We guessed your shoe size. You look like a size 7. "Yes, I am a 7. I replied in shock. "Great, follow me." I followed behind them with a puzzled gesture sent in John's direction. I went into the dressing room and it was spacious. They fit all the clothes I picked with my eyes on the racks, and he yelled to me, "Okay, let's see what you got." One outfit after another at a time, I tried them all on. I got more excited with each fashion change. John was loving it, and I was puzzled on why. I thought most men hated going to stores and shopping like this. I would show him a fit, and he would give me a nod when it looked right and a thumbs down if it failed. He was a pretty good dresser, and I was glad. If it was up to me, I would have picked jeans and sweaters, of course, in black. I liked the clothes on the walls, but I didn't picture me wearing them. I liked them for other people. It felt like an hour went by and I was still trying on things he had added to my quick finds. I realized the stuff I like most weren't the things I picked, but the things he suggested. I had two racks of clothes going, the ones that I wanted to keep and the others I planned to put back. From the rack I wanted to keep, I had a divide between the things I really wanted and the things I really liked. I wasn't thinking to get it all, but John told the associate to ring it all up. I almost dropped my jaw at the sight of the bill. I couldn't do anything but smile and whisper, "Thanks to God." I don't know how this day happened, but I was grateful. This wasn't the only store we had this mo this mode of operation for. We did the same thing in like 5 stores. We went to shoe stores, a dress store, a computer store, and he even got me a new phone. I was beyond words and insisted he take some things back. He laughed and said, "Please don't make me feel poor. I don't like the feeling. You good?" Okay. I laughed at him and we enjoyed lunch and talking in the food court before heading home. He had ordered something for his mom. Surprisingly enough, James made sure it got upstairs to her. Today was the day off I needed, but I did not expect it to go like this. I didn't have all my worries behind me, but some of the immediate ones were gone for sure. He drove me home and offered to walk me up. Normally, I would have declined the offer, but with all the bags, I couldn't say no. I was praying that not too many people were looking at me. Around here, you don't want to be too happy about anything. It makes you a robbery target. We snuck the bags into the house with a less flashy bag, a trash bag. I was paranoid for sure, but John understood. I did have a great time, and he thanked me for allowing him to escape his circus too. He left, and I couldn't stop thinking about the day. My mom came in and saw the 3 trash bags in the living room and said, "Girl, what is going on? Did you stockpile trash?" "No, Mom. John took me shopping," I replied. She replied jokingly, "Where? In the dump?" "No, the real bags are inside the bags. I got a few things." "Me?" she said, and I affirmed she heard me correctly. I gave her a fashion show in our living room, and she loved it. We enjoyed our time together, and I cooked while she watched her show. I looked out the window, and I saw Keisha coming in from wherever she was. Didn't look like school. I checked the time, and it was later than school hours, so I wanted to find a moment to get away. I stepped out of my apartment in an attempt to catch her before she entered her unit. "Hey, Keisha, you got a minute?" She turned around and gave me the "what do you want" face. "What's up, Rain?" she said with a I don't have time for you, Tone. Look, I just wanted to warn you. I saw you last night, and I don't think you should be running around with grown men you don't know, especially if you don't know their story. I don't need another mom, Rain, but if this is your way of looking out for me, thanks. But I know what I'm doing. Really? You think running around with grown men and hanging out at clubs is what you should be doing? So you saw me last night? I knew it had to be you. Look, stay out of my business, Rain. You blocked me from John. Cool, but you cannot stop me from James. Besides, you probably wish you had the bigger fish. Girl, this is not about being in competition with you. I'm an adult and I can live however I want to. You are a child. Just because you have boobs and an attitude, that doesn't make you grown, Keisha. I don't need you looking out for me. I never asked you to be in my business. If you have nothing going on in your world, please don't make me your real life drama. I don't need saving and I'm not a damsel in distress. I'm doing what I told you I would, making a way for me. I just pray you know what you're doing. Not everyone out here has the best hopes for you. You are a baby and you think you know, but you have no idea of what's out here. I'm not a baby, Rain. I'm a woman. And yes, I might be young, but a woman nonetheless. I will have a better life than this. If I have to work my way out or claw my way, I'm getting out of this dump, Rain. Look, I'm sorry, but you will have to understand. I'm not the little girl across the hall anymore. You don't have to worry about me. She opened up her door and disappeared. She could never know how much I was invested in her life. I remember when she first moved here and her mom was dating her father. He was a low life. I mean, a guy who had no high hopes and only wanted to bring down others around him. I remember one day coming home and seeing her outside on the front step. She was downstairs, scared, I could tell, but she said nothing. I sat next to her and just kept her company. I knew things were rough for her, but I didn't ask questions. Sometimes asking makes things worse. So we sat there until my mom got home and I told her. She told me the next time things got heated, I should let Keisha come to our house and keep her there until she got home. I did that. And that's why she is more like a baby sister than a neighbor to me. It always stings when people turn their backs on you, especially those you know will need you for the road ahead. I didn't know the future, but I knew it wasn't heading in the right direction. What do you do when the people you want to help won't listen to you? You see the wall and know that they don't, but they are too hard-headed or headstrong to hear you. I could keep trying, but I knew she had made up her mind. She was her mother's daughter, but also her father's too. She had both of them plus her own mind. And I had to let her make her own decisions, but I will warn her mother and see what she can do. I can't tell her much because that's dangerous. Maybe I could encourage a curfew or something. I had to think on how to say it without saying much. And for the time being, I may have to do nothing. I know her mom knows she is out here, but just not by how much. How can I show her without making things worse? I needed to think, but I certainly didn't want Keisha to ruin a good night for me. I saw her tiptoe out again that night, but alerting her mom would only make her worry more. I didn't see a way to have a win-win in this. So I prayed for the best solution and left it in God's hands. I went to sleep that night after the prayer and slept. Okay. So that is just a snippet of Gray Space. All right. So if you do like this book, I encourage you definitely to add this one to your cart. This book is awesome. Like it is my crime fiction for sure. The book gets crazy. I mean, it's got crazy moments in it. Of course, you can't have a good crime fiction without crimes. So they are in here, but it's not an investigative crime, like from a detective's perspective. It's from the perspective of Rain, who's the main character, and she may be slightly autistic, although she was never tested, which she says in the beginning of the book. And so it's just basically seeing the world through her eyes and her experiences in working with this kind of crazy family. So if you like crazy families, drama, crime, murder, and some other things, you'll love the book. Okay? For sure, for sure. And now I want to acknowledge one last thing. I know I told you guys if you are interested in writing, telling, publishing, or having your books and stories edited and put into publication or distribution, I want to talk to you a little bit about KLE Publishing. KLE Publishing is my publisher. And one of the books that I wanted to publish, I wrote this one, I published it as well, is Write Anything Easily. So with Write Anything Easily, the reason why I wrote it is because I wanted to show authors that they can write and tell their stories. They can do novels, fiction, nonfiction, children's books, all of that with this same book. Okay. So this is the book that I'm pinning now. If you want to check it out and order the book, the best part about this book is you're not just getting a book. You're also going to get a consultation from KLE Publishing, where they will actually look at your book, review your content, and help you to decide what you need to do to move forward with getting your books completed. Okay. So if you're at the writing phase, the editing phase, the I haven't wrote one word phase, KLE Publishing can help you do all of that. Okay. And this is the book that I wrote in partnership with KLE Publishing for sure. So any of you who need that kind of help and is looking for a publisher, I want to encourage you to grab this book. Okay. Normally with KLE Publishing, the consultations are $156. But I have a agreement that for those who buy my book from my shops, that they will give you the consultations for free. Okay. So what does that mean? That means you're going to know how to use this book. Okay. You're going to be able to learn to publish your books yourself and save thousands of dollars. And if you want to publish with KLE Publishing, they're going to give you a discount on services. They're going to give you the consultation for free so they can review your content and give you honest feedback. So you'll know what you want to do moving forward with your book. For some of us, we've not published, we haven't really started writing or taking it seriously because we don't know what to do with what we have. Okay. And if that's you, I want to encourage you that this book is a way to do it. All right. Now, if investing the $85 or whatever, this does include tax. Okay. I mean, shipping. So it does include shipping. Shipping the book alone is $11, just so you know. Printing the book is expensive because the book is a hardback book. Let me show you the book real quick. Okay, so this is the book. All right. It is a hardback book, which means it's made to last. You can use this book again and again. All right. If you've been called to write and tell multiple stories, you want to buy the book. Okay. The book is in color. The book is written in regular English, so anybody can read this, all right, and know what to do, understand the business, because a lot of people are writing and telling their stories, getting published in various ways. But there is a better way to reach every store instead of one store. There is a better way of knowing how to buy your ISBN so you own it, how to file your copyright so you know who owns it. And if you want to own your books and have all of your wealth that belongs to you from your royalties, KLE Publishing gives you all of that, meaning they don't make money outside of what you pay initially to start services. So they don't make money to print your book. They don't charge you more for extra stuff that, you know what I'm saying, are these pop-up expenses. There's none of that. Okay. And they'll explain more of that too during the consultation as well. But my main point is I want you to understand the business of publishing. If you're going to invest hundreds or thousands of dollars, you want to know what this book shares. And of course, what the publisher is going to share with you too, so that even if you don't work with them, you won't get taken advantage of with another publisher. All right. So I encourage you to do that. If you may say, well, Crystal, I don't know that I want to spend quite as much, to learn this. Is there another way that I can learn and get some information without having to, heavily commit or invest? Yes. The other thing that I would suggest, now this book comes with a 45-minute consultation. Okay. Now, if you just want to have a discovery call, here is the discovery call option. Discovery calls are only about 20 minutes. They're not long, 15, 20 minutes. It allows them to see or ask you questions, you to ask questions, and you can essentially get your questions answered in 15 to 20 minutes. They're not long. They're not meant for them to go over your material. It's not really meant even to talk a whole lot about your books, meaning the content of your books. It's meant to talk about the process you're in and what you're wanting to do and how they can help you to do it. Whether you want to be coached, whether you want to, learn it, whether you want them to do a service. It's meant to discover that a lot. We believe in protecting your privacy, which is why we don't talk a whole lot about your book in discovery calls, because it's meant to just discover where you are, what we do. It's kind of more of a meet and greet and not a sit down and let's go through all the detail type of call. Okay. Now with this one, it's $20 to get this. Now here's what's in it. I'm going to make sure I cover that real quick. And I only have two more things I'm going to share before I end the live. Okay. So in here, this is the bundle. All right. So it's going to come with a pen, highlighter, post-it notes, journal, the card. This is my card for writing things easily. And it's going to come with the outline. So I'm going to share with you real quick what's in the outline. This can get you where you need to be. If you're like, Crystal, I got this. This is what I want to invest. Can I learn enough? The answer is yes. All right. But of course, if you get the book, you get the outline for free. Okay. So I'm going to give you all of this and a backpack to put it all in when you order the book. Okay. Now with this, the first page shows you all the genres and different things we can help you to write. I help people to write. As a writing coach, author's coach, I help people do this. I'm going to go over broad stroke what the process is to writing your story, how you have to go through the steps to write, to edit, to publish, to distribute. All of that is talked about on the first page. Okay. And then the first thing you want to do when writing any book is you got to master your outline. So I show you how to master an outline. If you've never done it, or if you're stuck on this phase, I can help you to get unstuck. Okay. And then the next thing that we're going to talk about is the writing journey. This is called the writing, like the author's roadmap. Okay. So if you are in the writing phase, meaning you haven't finished it or you're somewhere in between, then you want to check out the author's roadmap. Let's say you've already wrote your book and you're like, Crystal, I'm ready to move past this. What's next? I want to just publish what I wrote. If you want to publish what you wrote, here is the publishing guide. Okay. So this is just going to focus on the steps to get published. It's not going to focus on the writing. Okay. So both people can get something out of this packet for sure, for sure. The next thing I'm going to, thank you so much, Matthew. The next thing I'm going to ask ultimately is, how's it going? Okay. So if you want to get coaching, if you want to get services, you can let us know. You can reach out to us. And then on the back half, it's going to ultimately share the type of services we typically do. Kaylee Publishing, they normally work with people who've already written their books and just want them formatted. People who want a book review, meaning they want us to read the book and then provide feedback and then also format and publish it. For those of you who want to edit, format, and then publish your books, they have a service for that. And then the last one is, if you don't want to write one word, they can write your book, edit your book, format it, and publish it. Okay. And again, there's only one fee that you pay. After you pay that fee, you don't pay anything else. Okay. So there's no monthly hidden costs or anything like that. You own everything 100% and you get your money directly. All right. Which is one of the best things I like about it. Okay. So here we go. The next thing I want to share is what I realized, which is a lot of people have books out there, but they don't know how to sell them. Or worse, they're not selling books. Okay. Now, if you get the book, you will find out a lot of what I share for you to understand this industry. One of the things I share is that most people are going to sell 500 books lifetime. Okay. Lifetime means it could take years, it could take months. For some of us who are committed to making this a business, you can sell 1,000 books in a year. You can do whatever you want to do, really. And I have clients I've published that does. They do. They actually sell 1,000 copies a year. Okay. So to put this in context, if you're selling 1,000 books a year and they're $20 and you got 500 or 1,000, you can see how much money you can ultimately make. Okay. So whatever you're investing, I want you to understand you can make up to $10,000 if you do the basics. 500 lifetime. Okay. At $20 a unit, that's your gross. So if that makes sense, if I can invest 2,000 and pull out 10,000, that ain't bad. I did 4 times what I invested. Okay. So if you want to start looking at your books as a business, and I see you, thank you so much. This is my steps to show you how to do it. Okay. So I want you to grab this guide. All right. With KLE or Crystal Lee Enterprises, they offer they offer more services, but these are the 2 I'm going to talk about today. They offer writing and publishing services, and they offer new business services as well. Now, if you are an author and you want to turn this into a business, that's a new business. If you have never been an entrepreneur, if you have never started a company, if you've never done anything outside of working for someone else, this guide I highly recommend. Okay. And here's why. When you order this guide, it's going to come with shipping. Okay. Shipping's included. So it's just tax that is added to it because we know we got to pay those. But KLE is going to give you a free business consultation. And that consultation They're going to outline what you can do to start selling your books. So if you put out a book and you're not making money, if you have not put out your book, but you're going to, and you want to know how to make money, if you haven't put your book out yet, that's not bad. It's actually good because now you can make sure as you're writing that what you're writing is going to be able to sell easily. So you're not overwhelmed or feeling all this pressure, or you don't know what to do because you didn't really have a game plan on selling the book, just finishing it. All right. So if that can bless you, this book is 164 pages. It's also a hardback book. It is in color. If I printed it in black and white, I'm sure it would cost me less to print. My goodness, it's expensive. But I wanted it to be engaging. I wanted it to be something you can keep and repeatedly use because I know the value of this book. All right. When I first started my authorship business, I had to figure it out. And honestly, as an author, I have not really promoted my books that much until last year. Okay. Last year, I was like, I'm doing an event once a month. And sometimes some months I probably did 2 events, but 1 to 2 was pretty much all I did. In doing that, I sold 1,000 books last year. Okay. So is it possible? Yes. I used to be a skeptic. I used to be like, 500 lifetime, I got time. But no, if you run this like a business, you can find that you can sell 500 in a year. You can sell 500 in a few years even. But you have to treat it like a business. You have to get up, you have to work it, you have to understand social media, you need websites, you need branding, you got to understand what promotion is, what marketing is, what sales is. Okay. If you are nervous to talk about your book, or maybe you don't really know the content, maybe it's not as passionate for you as it used to be, I want to encourage you to find ways to connect with whatever the product or service is you have. Is this just for authors? No. These principles work for any business, okay? Whether it's a product or service-based business, okay? Now, here's the best part. When you order the book, KLE is going to give you a free business consultation, which is basically a business strategy call. And that call, which is normally $156, they're giving it to you for free when you order this book. And guess what? They're going to show you how to use the book yourself. And if you don't want to build your website, do branding, promotion, client avatar, figure out sales promotions, or build your social media, they'll do it for you. Okay. As a service. Okay. So I want to let you know the value is in the book and the value is in that consultation. All right. So if you've been stuck, I want you to get unstuck today. I want you to commit to buying this book. And if that's not it, then I want you definitely to connect with KLE Publishing. And when you go there, it'll say business services, and that will help you to be able to look at all the things they do. They do way more than what I'm talking about. Okay. But I want to make sure if you've been struggling, if people are telling you, you don't need to put out no more books, you ain't even sold the book you got. If it ain't true, you know what I'm saying? Then I want to, you can ignore it. But if it is true and you're not selling books, I don't want you to keep ignoring it. I don't want you to turn a beautiful experience to bitterness because you're not selling books. All right. So let's get this done. Invest in this book. The book is, I believe, like $91 with tax. And I'm telling you, I'm going to give you $156 back because I'm going to get you that consultation for free. And if you decide to do services with KLE, because you got the book, you'll get a discount on your services. So it's all the way around a beautiful thing. Okay. So that's what I wanted to share. And lastly, if you wanted to do a investment that is not as much as the basically under $100, if you want to do something around $20, I recommend looking at the guide. Okay. The guide is $20. It's going to include the journal, pen, all of that good stuff you've already seen. The only difference is the outline is different. And in this outline, I'm going to show you how to launch your business with confidence. Okay. So launching a business can be very intimidating for any of us that tried to do it and didn't know what we were doing. You can waste a lot of money, but being honest, if you're starting a business, I would plan on investing $500 or having $500 to spend. Because between ads, website, consultations, buying the book, and remember, I'm giving you $256 worth of stuff, included for $100. Okay. It's really under that. But if that's not the goal, well, we'll start here. Okay. So the first thing you got to know is your vision, mission, client avatar, sales cycle, sales structure, branding, stuff like that. I talk about it in the outline. You get this bundle free when you buy the book. Okay. After we leave that, we need to take you to the business roadmap. This is for those of you who want a business but don't know what it is. So it starts off with what kind of ideas can you come up with? What could you turn into a business? And then it takes you through the mission, process, testing the market, client avatar, how to make a pitch, testing patience, and what a CTA is. All right. If you already got your product or service, we're going to go straight into the sales cycle. How do you sell it? Okay. So this right here is the business guide. You're going to start with the product or service you want to sell. Then I'm going to show you what you need to know about sales, getting in the right room, making an offer. Let them say no. Don't let people say no to you, bother you, because people are going to do that. It might take them time to come around ordering, but you got to stay in business long enough for them to do that. So you have to stay positive. You have to be in the right room of people who are looking for you and you are a solution for. Then we talk about sales structure and customer service. I talk about the 8 benefits of a CRM. I definitely want you to take a look at that, check that out. And then ultimately we get to how's it going? Okay. So here's the how's it going. Here, if you need more coaching, more training, you can reach out to us. KLE is doing the first consultation and help you get a strategy if you grab the book. Okay. In this one, there are services offered. So if you need any of this, feel free to use it in the outline. All right. So I'm going through this a little quick because I want to make sure I'm not keeping you guys for too long. I know it is 12:04 on Eastern and 11:04 on my time. I am on Central Time. And the last thing I want to share specifically here is if you do want to get both books, if you do grab both, you will get more. Okay. So when you do grab both books and you also get both of the outlines, if you grab both books, you will get both outlines for free. Okay. But another thing I will do is I will also basically give I believe they give you a 60-minute to 90-minute consultation instead of 45 minutes. And they will give you $300 off services. So they give you the 170, they double it, more than double it, basically. So if that can be of benefit to you, you'll get a consultation that comes with this, and you'll also get at least $300 off your services for whatever you decide to work through with KLE. All right. So if that sounds wonderful, I want you to add these products to your cart. I want you to check out if you have products in your cart, and I will definitely sign them and get them in the mail today. I would love for them to get to you. And yeah, so that's what I'm going to share today. There are a couple more books I wanted to share, but for the sake of time, I might have to do them later today if I have time. Probably not, because I got to work on other people's books. Today, I am working on a children's book, 2 workshops or workbooks. I do publish workbooks. And then I'm also finishing, another self-help book. It's on like mental health and mental emotion. So there's 4 books I'm working on right now, just today. And then by tomorrow, because tomorrow's Friday, Lord help me, I'll plan on having 4 of them done. So that's how quick I work through books. And then next week, I have probably 4 more books coming in. So if you want me to work on your books or definitely connect you with KLE Publishing, definitely reach out to me. You can send me a DM if you have questions. If you haven't followed me yet, please be sure to do that. If you haven't liked the live yet, please feel free to do that. You can do it by just lifting up the hearts. That will allow us to, we hit 13K. So thank y'all for all y'all done today. We did great work. And I want to tell y'all, thank you. Y'all have a blessed day. And until my next live, I want to tell y'all, bye-bye for now. Bye-bye for now. And I will see you in the next live. All right, guys, I'm going to see y'all in the next live. I want to share this one last thing with you before I end the live. I want to show you, let me see, how can I do this? Boop, boop, boop. It might be harder. Well, with KLEpub.com, I want to show this with you. Hold on one second. I'm over here fumbling. All right, so here it is. I want to show you guys how easy the website is to use. Because let me stop this one. Turn around. All right, so here is the website. I'm going to share this with you real quick, and then I will let you guys go for today. So let me do this so you can see this. I'm going to just step you through this real quick, and then I will let you go. Okay. In case you are interested in writing and publishing and telling your stories, I want to make it easy for you to see how to do that. Okay. If you hover on the website for a little bit of time, it will definitely give you a way to schedule a call with us. But I'm just going to click out of that so you can see the website. So here's the website. When you click on the website, it looks like this. If you're on a phone, it does adjust for mobile use. We're just using landscape right now, so it looks a little funny. I apologize for that. But ultimately, this is the website. And like I was saying, there are four types of services or service offers that we tend to work with people on. One is for people who already have their books ready to go and they just need to format and publish. If that's the case, you're going to click on the blue one. If you want us to do a book review, meaning for us to read through your book and then format and publish it, give you ideas, stuff like that, then I want you to click on the gold one. If you want to have us to edit your book and then format and publish it, do the book review, that's included with the silver or the platinum color. And then ultimately, if you are wanting someone to write your book, edit your book, publish your book, I want you to click on option that the option that's black. Okay. Now, this also gives you a estimate on time frame. Of course, if you are electing or you select a payment plan, it can change the time frames. But if you are working with our suggested times, then these time frames are very accurate. All right. So let's click on the blue one just to show you what format and publish looks like. So this is everything that's included. Okay. So if you are wanting us to format your book, we will format your book and publish it to 44,000 outlets around the world. We will give you an ISBN. We will register that ISBN and give you a barcode. We will also help you to file your book with the Library of Congress. We will, let's see what else am I. We'll give you a grammar, a light grammar edit, but we're not necessarily reading it. This is just us formatting what you send us. Okay. As far as back copy, if you have questions, we'll review that. Stuff like that is here. Okay. On the gold one, you can click on simple. Simple is going to be giving you book cover design. We're going to help you with your back copy. We will format your book and ebook for all of these. So if you want a book and an ebook, this is the options to be able to do that. We will help you to file with the Library of Congress. You own 100% of your royalties. All of that stuff is included with these plans. With Advance, we have options for you to be able to do that. It's going to include the book review, the edit, the cover assistance. It's going to give you different breakouts based on how many words you have. So based on how many words you have can vary the price. Also, if you want us to help with some light writing, some people might need a little bit of ghost writing to finish something, or if you have a longer piece, then it would be expanding it to that. All right. And then the last option is the elite option, which is the black colored option. And with this one, we are going to do everything. So we're going to interview you. We're going to ask you the questions. We're going to take your answers or your audios, and then we're going to turn that into your book. We do not use AI to write your book. Okay. So everything is fresh. Everything can be copywritten without issue, and all that good stuff. Typically, we write up to 60,000 words. Most books are around 30,000 because most people are not necessarily looking for a novel. Most people want to do their life stories. So if that's the case, you're here. If you're doing a children's book, that's going to be less because children's books don't require that many words. We also will help with graphic creation. Typically, you can supply us with the images you want us to make to characters, and we turn them to the characters. There's a handful of characters that we can definitely keep and make it make sense for sure. Okay. So, and you can click on the buttons on any of these to view pricing. Pricing details are on the website. All right. So I just want to show you how easy the website is to use. If you have any questions, you can always give us a call. You can give us a call by simply clicking on the button. It'll say need help. You just click here and it'll allow you to call. Okay. So that's how that works. If you're on your phone, the blue button will take you to call us on our main number, which is 770-240-0089 extension 1. Okay. So if you want to reach out to us, that is definitely the way you can do that. If you have any questions on what I am sharing now, feel free to reach out to me. I would love to help. Okay. So now I'm just going to switch this back. All right. Awesome. Okay, guys, so I want to tell you thank you for hanging out with me. If you have questions again, let me know, put it in the comments. And if I don't see the comment, I know some applications, they don't stay up all the time, but I will definitely get back in touch with you soon. Y'all have a blessed day and bye bye for now.